What is up, everybody? It's your boy Flash from ALWT Gaming, aka Malachi36. I am here on a very special Tuesday with Gravity Mark II. It's the 9-ball and Dewey friggin' Carrot. Let's go. How's everybody doing today? Starting with you, Gravity Mark II.
I am doing pretty good, sir. Doing pretty good. Just doing the usual, playing some more Hunter's Arena, winning a lot of games, surprisingly, getting absolutely demolished on a lot of others. But how are you doing? How are you guys doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I can't complain. I do want to give a full disclaimer. Anyone that's watching live right now on Twitch, I think it's because I'm technically streaming through Discord, the video that you guys see here. I'm streaming that, but also I'm streaming the actual show from my PC, and my PC is not my internet connection in general is not exactly the absolute best right now where I'm currently at. So apologize in advance if it seems a little choppy. If you do want to watch the full-fledged version of this, make sure you guys are checking out our YouTube channel, as that will be a little bit more crisp, a little bit more clear, and good to go. You feel me?
Crisp and clear.
Going on over to It's the 9-ball Corner Pocket. How's it going, man?
Doing good. About to probably want to jump on some Smite. We're going to try out this new Broken Champion.
Yeah, good old-fashioned Charybdis.
Do it.
Yeah. Let's watch the disease unfold.
It's not a disease, it's a tsunami. Good
They haven't
God.
even fixed Morgan Le Fay yet. A 2-second stun, a 1-second stun, or like a 3-second cooldown.
What do you think Charybdis is?
And Cthulhu, we ain't going to talk about Cthulhu.
Going on over to Dewey Carrot, man. How are you doing today?
Oh, surviving.
Surviving. Hopefully you're getting yourself a raise energy like I have right here, which you can get yours at repsports.com. 50% off if you type on ALWT Gaming. But we're not talking about that right now. We're talking about how are you doing, Dewey?
Well, I'm doing good now, but don't ever give me one of those races or it'll be getting me to the hospital, and not for COVID reasons. My body will not be able to handle it. I know, guys, I'm old. Sorry.
Your body can't.
Hey, back in my day, we used to drink 50 monster drinks before we hit that point.
Thanks.
Red Bull.
If you guys are wondering,
Back in my day, I definitely drank 15 monster drinks, and it's probably why my body's like this nowadays. Those freaking big rigs. You guys remember, just off topic, you guys remember those big rigs? I don't even know they're still out, but you remember those big rig things of monsters?
Yeah, they still got them.
It's like ones that's like 3.5 cans of normal monster, and like, you should only drink one of these a day and nothing else. Because it was just
like a challenge.
Ton of freaking, like, people have done it in the past. Apparently, that's why they put the warning on there, and they literally had to go to the hospital because like their body's just overloaded.
You see, here's my question: like, why would you like Starbucks has a limit for some of their drinks? Like, they're like this drink has so much caffeine that we're not going to make it in a bigger size for you. So like they're just gonna the size of those monsters just had no right existing at all. Like, it looked like some
no right existing.
Still new out there, and kids didn't care. The kids didn't care. And the companies were just happy to make the money until they started dying off, and then they're like, "Oh, now we gotta stop."
That's why you should get a raise energy instead.
Yep, no sugar, just ALWT Gaming at checkout.
I heard there's a
Bill, another 20 of our customers died today.
Guava Mango, Galaxy Starburst.
Tell them about them gummy worms.
Go for it.
Sour gummy worms! Don't even get me started with those sour gummy worms.
That's right.
I'm not, because I'm going to tell you to go online to Amazon and buy a regular bag of gummies.
Or you could go to repsports.com. That's REPP sports.com.
My man, right there. Yes.
Get 15% off.
Such an enabler there.
Do yourself a favor.
Such an enabler.
For anyone that's watching the video portion of this, you guys might be, and actually this is not going to be an audio just because majority of today's video is going to be us reacting. So you guys probably won't see anything like that on an audio level. So apologies for anyone that's listening on Spotify, Anchor, or anything like that. It will be the next videos that will be just kind of give you guys the game news, all that good stuff. But for anyone that's watching on YouTube and Twitch, right now, you're probably seeing this video right here that's in pause mode right now. Probably wondering what it is, unless you saw the little corner up there. It's Gamescom 2021. It's the Xbox showcase that happened earlier today. So now we're just going to go ahead and watch that together. We're going to react to it now that we're all off work. We're able to sit back, relax, and see what Xbox has to offer. And at the end of the video, we're going to give our thoughts about it, kind of give it a little bit of a rating, and go from there. So really hoping you guys enjoy this. Definitely, if you guys have any comments as well, make sure you guys throw it inside the chat box over there on yonder on the left, which is on my screen to your right, but on my actual body, it's up to my left. So yeah, without further ado, gentlemen, well, before I hit play, just real quickly, what are we expecting to see from the Xbox stream at Gamescom, starting with, we're going to go backwards. Ricardo, aka Mildewy Carrot. What are you expecting to see from this Xbox showcase?
I have no clue because I don't pay attention to much of Xbox anymore. But if anything, I might want to see maybe some finalizing on maybe some Halo. I don't remember other games that they had coming out or that they were launched in their setup, to be completely honest with everyone. So I'm kind of coming into this with an open plate and hoping for, a good course. So
heard that. All right,
we'll find out.
It's the 9 ball. What are you expecting? What are you wanting to see here?
Well, let me check my plate. I got some Halo on the left here and a nice little dash of Starfield up here on the top. I'm gonna leave the rest of my plate open because, like Mildewy, I don't really follow a lot of Xbox games lately. Maybe they'll have some Psychonauts too, but that just came out. Or is that coming out?
I think it's coming out. I don't think it's out yet.
Coming out. I think it's out yet.
Okay, so I'm thinking Psychonauts too. I was checking that thing and I seen it was on there. I wasn't sure if it was out already. They might have some gameplay of that. Maybe a couple little, little surprises over there. Some hidden or some special dishes. I better stop before I get hungry. But I am ready. My body is ready for this.
All right, and finally, what are you thinking there? By the way, Psychonauts 2 comes out tomorrow.
Okay.
So there you have it.
That's on my list for fantasy gaming.
Yeah, it has a pending amount right now because reviews already came out. So it has a pending amount right now at 8 points. It's either 8 points or 18 points. It's one or the other. I know it has an 8 in there. But of course, that can be subject to change because the rest of their views have to come in and all that good stuff.
I mean, I'll gladly take an 18. We'll go off of what Malachi said. It's 18, guys.
I think it's 8, but I could be wrong. So
8, 18.
I mean, I'll take any positive points. Just don't give me a negative 11.
Yeah, don't Ohio him.
Gravity. What are you expecting? What are you wanting to see? What's up? What's good?
You know what? Like, especially with Xbox, like, there's just not a lot on my radar with Xbox, sadly. Like, I really wish there was more. Like, I would definitely love to see more Halo for sure. I mean, I think we already kind of know, like, the first thing that they're going to be showing, so I am really excited to see that. Some more of that. But, honestly, I kind of want to see something new. I just want them just to be like, oh, and by the way, all this, no big deal. Just kind of slide it in there, because, like, I don't know, like, for me, those are some of the most hype for me, is when they're just like, oh yeah, and by the way, we're dropping this bomb, like, boom, like, because, like, I don't know, I guess that's like expectations. Like, if you have like a really, really big event and then you drop something big, people are expecting something big. But if you have just like an event that's not as big, but you kind of drop something brand new, and then you just kind of get people like excited about it. That's also something I'm really excited to be seeing. So I'm hoping something new. I'm hoping for something that I haven't seen before. So we shall see.
Heard that. Yeah, I was about to say I want to see some more. All right. So full disclosure, I started watching this. And then I didn't complete it. I wasn't able to. So I started watching. I know the first 2 games that they shown. First one is, well, I'm not gonna say it for you guys that's watching. I'm not gonna say it, but I've also seen something on social media that might be a bummer to anybody that's expecting certain things to happen. So I'm gonna keep that to myself. We'll just have to watch the video. But again, other than that, for a good hour and 10 minutes, I'm completely blank. I have no idea what they're gonna show. I want to see more Redfall. That was the Xbox exclusive game that they shown at the end. That. Yeah, I want to see some of that. I do want to see some more Forza Horizon. I want to see some more of that. They're probably. I don't think they're going to talk more about so much more about Back 4 Blood, because I feel like we're kind of Back 4 Blood out. But then again, there has been a whole lot of stuff about Deathloop, so we'll see. And
I hope not.
Well, Back 4 Blood in general, I wouldn't mind like one more trailer for Back 4 Blood.
Well, Back 4 Blood, yes, but I'm talking about Deathloop.
Deathloop is a PlayStation right now. Like it's promoting the PlayStation.
It's like you said enough.
Yeah.
What more is there to say?
Yeah, I don't think there's going to be any more Deathloop stuff. But I mean, we're not going to see Deathloop here. I know that because of the contract that they have with PlayStation. It's coming to Xbox, but the promotional rights belong to PlayStation because it's going to be year exclusive on PlayStation first.
Just
then come on over
about it.
Yeah, they won't talk about it. I can almost guarantee you that. However, I wouldn't be surprised if we see. However, I wouldn't be surprised if we do see some Back 4 Blood because that has been with Xbox. That's been promoting with Xbox. So I won't be surprised if we see some of that. And that's the only thing I can really think of because all the Game Pass games that had me interested have already came out for the most part. And out of all the Game Pass games I've been interested in, aside from Halo multiplayer, I've only played one of them and beat one of them. So and it was engaging, which we could talk about that on a whole another scenario. It was engaging, but it was really awkward. It was really weird, and Gravity knows exactly what I'm talking about. But yeah. So without further ado, I don't want to waste your guys' time. We're 13 minutes into this video, and we got an hour and 20 minutes to watch. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I give you the Xbox Showcase.
Run.
Peggy 18.
Peggy 18.
You know that's ignored, right?
Gotta turn it down just a little bit.
Oh, that's right.
It's looking very pixelated on my end.
Yeah.
I was kind of... Alright, let me go ahead and turn up the quality then. I was a little afraid about that.
Yeah, I was gonna say like, I'm sure it's just like the quality of the video, but like, for like a split second, I was like, are these the graphical updates they're doing?
Instead of going forward, we're going backwards.
Look at that. Look at this. 480p.
Let me know if it ends up getting any better for you guys. Might take a minute.
It's better now.
There we go.
Okay. I had it at 15 frames versus 30.
Our Xbox Legends team will also chat with devs and deep dive into current and upcoming
I'm sorry.
games
I'm
all
sorry.
week.
I was trying to make it better for the stream, guys. Don't kill me.
Let's get
Mortal
started.
Kombat.
Fix your internet.
Upcoming zombie parkour sequel, Dying Light 2: Stay Human.
By the way, Paris Lilly from not Funhouse. Crap. Well, he's on Kind of Funny Games.
Dying Light 2 lead game designer, and this is David Lubryka, animation
David
director.
Lubryka.
We can't wait until
Quit
December
hating.
7th to
I
finally
hate
give you Dying Light 2 Stay Human, the game we have been working on really hard for the last few years.
We're hoping the gameplay video you're about to watch will give you a foretaste of parkour and combat systems waiting for you in the game.
And we
I need
are
to really
just
play the first
about
part of
to
this.
enter the city.
Yeah, hey, it's Abs and Gravity Mark. We all beat it. Was that 2 years ago we beat it?
Plenty of things you
I
can
think.
use to your
Has it been? Oh my god, it's been 2 years already.
I think it has
I think
been.
I'm like
combat and
2/3 of the way through it.
check out
It's
how
good.
with just
It is
a
actually
bit of
really good.
creativity, you can combine
Especially when you play it with
Ready?
friends, it is
Let's
really
go.
good.
That's what got me
Oh,
into it. Was that you
let's
could play
go.
with friends.
I wonder what this city looked like before all this.
This one's taking place in
back from
Russia?
the others.
I don't think so.
No.
People had their ambitions,
Or where is this? Or
plans, lives. Now
is
it's
this
all
the same
gone.
town?
The virus started it, but it was the people who made the world the way it is. This city, Villador. They tell me they had a vision.
Villador.
They had hope.
Soda burger.
Soon, one vision
I know that place.
Can I get some fries with that?
I got my burger from there.
I could really go for a soda and burger now.
Yeah.
Instead of fighting together, people stood against each other.
Well, that was nice.
Was it a little bird? Met a broken leg.
Hope died.
I'm really liking the color palettes they're
Yeah.
using.
Yeah, I'm
Looks
thinking that too.
really.
Now the city is falling.
Each time we strike down an enemy, we absorb their strength.
I don't know why I'm thinking of The Walking Dead.
The first one had vibes like that already, so I'm not surprised that you still kind of feel that way for this one.
I need the secrets the city holds.
I am a sucker for free movement.
Yeah.
Hey! Deal.
I have to pick a side.
It's like a goofy mask.
You're doing great so far.
I do like the fact that they really brought in some Mirror's Edge quality in here.
I was about to say, it looks like it feels like a Mirror's Edge so far.
Yeah.
Mixed with Dying Light.
They say that great change is.
Well,
Oh, you get a parachute this time.
It looks like a hang glider.
How about this series?
Came down like Batman.
And now we go Skyrim on their asses.
Pretty much.
I wonder if he sounds like the Christian Bale
It's getting
Batman.
pixelated again.
I'm gonna take you all out.
Heads up.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna beat the mess out of you.
Now it's starting to look like Doom.
What's that one game about the guy who gets this parasite suit, but it's not Spider-Man symbiote?
Well, that was an
You talking about? I know what you're talking about.
Did you notice those bandits in medieval like
Oh
armor
God, I know what
passing
you're
by
talking about.
skyscrapers,
Yeah,
bands, and
I
loud
can't remember
billboards?
the name of
That's
it.
what we call a modern
Oh,
age.
that's gonna haunt
And
me
it's
all
a
day. I can
very
see
unique
the
design,
image in my
one
brain.
Very important for
I
the plot
do
of Dying Light
too.
2. But there's another thing that stood out to me. All those parkour moves that you and your team has put so much effort into.
Well, all you need is a few thousand of animations, cooperation with professional tracers, mock-up sessions, and invaluable help from David Bell, whose face and
think it
moves
started with
player
a
will
P.
see in the game, by the way.
No,
Prototype?
That's right, and we've
Yeah.
got twice the number of parkour moves compared to the first game, and we are showing some of them in this trailer. The vault kicks being
Yeah, it's
the most
Prototype.
important
Yeah.
to me personally. It brings a whole new fighting style into the game. The player
I'm
can
a
stagger an
mute
enemy
myself.
and
I'll be right
use
back,
them
guys.
to perform further attacks, for example by
Got it.
rebounding from their bodies, jumping of them onto other foes, and so on.
I think we captured the movement really well and made it quite simple for the players to perform. I can't wait for them to try it out and tell for themselves how much they loved it.
It's definitely going to be useful. The city's buildings are higher than anything we have done before, improving its verticality. Players will need to find a way to reach those tall skyscrapers and other challenging spots too.
Then it's good we scattered some helpers around, like a paraglider,
Ooh.
which can support players in both
You said
parkouring and combat.
Parklander?
Exactly, and it's gonna do great, especially in fights against humans, which are more frequent and important than in Dying Light 1. It's been over 20 years since the events from the first game, so people adjusted. They are much bolder now, at least during the day.
And they are more vicious too.
And I think that's a great summary of this discussion. Pre-order Dying Light 2
Oh, did they
and
say it takes place
explore its
20
vast,
years in the
complex
future?
world on December 7th.
I
Thanks, David.
think.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, freedom of movement.
For the
I
first
love
time in
that.
the storied history of the franchise, Microsoft
Yeah.
Flight
Mirror's
Simulator
Edge is a good
launched
game
on a
for
home
that.
console with the release on Xbox
Yeah, Mirror's
Series
Edge
X
was
and S
definitely a
last
really
month.
great game. Ah,
Reviewers and
I
gamers
don't think I
alike
ever
were
finished
blown
it.
away by how well the stunning visuals
Mirror's
and
Edge came
depth
out
of
like
the
in that,
simulation
like it
translated
came out
to the
like
console,
just like
and that's
during
why
that
I'm
the
extremely honored
dark
to
ages, I
welcome
like to
the
call
head
it.
of Microsoft Flight
Like that
Simulator,
period of
York,
time where I
to the
just
stream.
wasn't
York,
gaming as
thank you for
much.
being here.
At the very least, I was like
Last time
gaming
we
more
met
on
was
like
at the
my
Xbox Game Showcase,
like Like I wasn't gaming on like big consoles. It was just like my DS and my 3DS.
The Xbox console launch was
the PS3 was in the living room.
Both from Xbox gamers and from the press.
And then it was like, cool, I'm gonna play a game. It's hard to get invested in like a very emotional game. Like when you have your dad walking by going, what is that?
Which I think is just great validation.
And then you're just like, gotta explain this. Or like you have your family in there, you're like, well, I can't really get too into this.
Our usage numbers are through the roof.
Yeah.
We are absolutely shattering franchise records, and I can tell you, there have never been more people playing.
I gotta play some Flight Simulator.
It's an awesome time.
That is awesome.
I do. I should.
On launch, really.
Like they kind of like. I mean, clearly they're updating it. Oh, look at that!
So what's going on?
Look at him!
Brought out
that meme right there.
So you and I talked about Top Gun Maverick.
That is a meme. I've never seen it.
Looking so fly with those aviators.
Just too fly.
Out later this year.
Too fly.
Alongside the movie.
He is so fly.
But
He should be playing.
So are we. So I can
Flight
still not
Simulator.
tell you that much about it. But
I'm curious to see like what type of update they're gonna have for this. Is this like a graphical update? Is it like are they adding different planes? Or are they adding?
Next month on
I'd like to
September
see like a
7th,
futuristic
we are
update.
launching.
That would be
World
really
Update
cool.
6. And this world update, I mean, at the beginning of the show,
The
you
world
remember there was
update.
a
I'm back.
little
They're
red
gonna
plane
add
flying
new
into
state
the low.
places
And we did
and
that because
stuff.
World Update 6 updates
Did
that
you bring your bed? Have
the
it with
region
you,
of
Malachi?
Gamescom. So Germany,
No, I had to
Austria, and Switzerland.
do something for the
And what
wife.
that means to us is we have new aerial and satellite images. We have a new elevation map that helps us with the mountains. So the Alps actually look awesome now.
So
we have
yeah,
first
I was about to say. So
cities,
this is one of the
Frankfurt,
games
Rotterdam,
that
Germany,
again, concept of Flight Simulator is cool. They've already the game's out. They pushed this game pretty heavy.
Amazing. They have like
I
7
feel like
centimeters revolution.
I feel like that's all you need. I don't think you need any more about this game. There's nothing more besides just flying.
100 of the most scenic places.
But is there a point to the flying? Like, can you transport goods, supplies, people?
No, it's literally like you're being a pilot. So anybody has it. So, and I have mentioned this on the live itself when it was going
So
live.
it's kind of like the mowing simulators and all that. You just go out and mow grass.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff.
Yeah, there's really no end game. And there's about to be a little something that he's about to announce here that seems a little cool. But ultimately, though, it's just like it's they're promoting this so heavy, and the niche is so like particular. That's
I
the
would.
thing.
To be honest, I know a lot of people that actually play this, and I'm trying to figure out why.
No, I mean, I think it's, I think it, especially in a time period, well, in a time period where you're in COVID and you want to travel and you can't.
Before COVID.
Well, no, this game wasn't.
No,
I
it
know
came out
people that
during
played
COVID.
this before.
Oh, like the previous.
Yeah,
one.
like a previous version. Yeah, I get that, and yeah, I was about to say I've known people to play that too, but I feel like it gained a lot of traction recently, even more than it did before. And I think COVID has a good particular reason for that. I just don't understand. Like why they're putting so much promotion behind this game, because right now this is just a waste of 20 minutes to me.
Like, I would love like don't give me a flight simulator, give me a world simulator. Like I want to be able to fly around the world, and then I just want to like walk around in the world. Like,
yeah, so you can fly around the world, but you won't be able to walk around the world.
Yeah, like can you crash your plane? Are there
probably
crash physics?
You probably could.
And we think of us
just because it's a simulator, yeah, you probably could.
I mean, with how
it makes more sense if you could do something. And I haven't played this. I don't know if Truck Simulator allows you to pick up loads and travel around with them or not.
I was gonna say like Truck Simulator or like Farm Simulator has like tasks and stuff. Like in this, you're just like
Farming Simulator does. I'm like, I would think Flight Simulator would have that. Like, you're someone who's trying to get their company up and running. So maybe you start off with a small plane and then you get to take off with like these newer planes or something, or maybe like you're trying to make a tourist company. I don't know.
Maybe.
No, that makes sense though, because a lot of that stuff, there's not really all that stuff is more possible to do while you're on the ground. Flight Simulator, there's not really a whole lot of stuff that you could do in the air as the actual pilot besides fly. So there's not going to be a whole lot much more that they can do, but they do mention something at the end of this little thing that is just like, oh, okay, that's kind of cool. cool. Like you'll see what I'm
I
talking
know
about.
some stuff that you could do in the middle of the year. I know some natural events and disasters that can occur that you would have to fight through.
It's honestly one of the funnest parts of the job. You end up working with these curators of planes. These are their babies. And they sort of see the tooth of time in the real world sort of nagging on their remaining planes.
And I did go ahead, I was about to say, in case you guys like want to have it as well playing on your own, I gave you guys a link inside Discord, so that way it's a little bit more clear for you guys to see if you guys want to get to that same point.
And it's a great collaboration.
We're creeping up on 12 minutes, 13 minutes right now. In case you guys wanted to do that, hopefully the video's fine for you guys, but if it's not, I have a plan B.
It's fine now.
And they're making
it's fine.
An
cool.
eVTOL air taxi
streaming
for
that
urban
Yu-Gi-Oh.
traffic.
Can't help it. I'm trying to get myself Exodia.
How these drone-type machines basically connect people in large cities. We're working directly.
I will say, I mean, it looks beautiful. It definitely looks beautiful, and I wouldn't mind trying it out, especially since it's on Game Pass.
That's coming out.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a go.
I just don't understand why they're promoting it this heavy. They don't promote the Ascent this heavy. They don't promote 12 minutes this heavy anymore now that it's already been out.
I mean, think of how much money they probably dumped into the development. They're like, we gotta
make
get
a lot of money off this too, for some reason.
For some reason, I love that. I love that disclaimer. Just for some reason, I don't know why people.
Just everybody likes this game, and I'm like, okay, I gotta give this a shot one time.
By the way, I'm keeping notes in case talk about each one in case you guys are curious.
Could you just like put your controller down
that is
and
a
then it
walking
just
meme right there. That guy.
You probably could, yeah. Yeah, that's Paris Lilly. Paris Lilly's he's hilarious. He has a great podcasting voice too. Great voice.
Oh yeah, he does. Wonderful.
Do they have that Berlin song? Take my breath away.
Probably.
Wait, are those Mustangs?
Look how shiny these planes are! Look at them! They're in the air! They're on your screen!
That was it?
Yeah.
Day
one.
I'm sorry, I started to see a trailer. I was getting excited, like, yeah,
like,
man, these planes, they fly 500 miles, faster than 500 miles an hour, 50 to 250 feet
I
above the
walk
ground.
faster than 500 miles.
Like, I mean, that's cool, but like, is it gonna feel like you're moving that fast? Because like, space-time's irrelevant compared to like your speed. So like, if you're moving at like 500 miles an hour with your plane, it's not gonna feel like you're moving 500 miles an hour. And when you're playing a game, you're just sitting in your living room.
I have to play Flight Simulator with a G-suit on.
I think, weren't there some people who, like, right when Flight Simulator launched, they, like, made their own, like, cockpit set?
Yeah. Well, actually, Alana Pierce actually did do that when they were. Yeah, she went ahead. She was actually one of the flight attendants, and they had like a whole room, like an actual room my size, that was designed into a cockpit, and then they had a screen. Yeah, they decked it all the way out.
That's cool. Like, if you're gonna do that and you're gonna like stream it and like present it, like that's cool.
But
like,
first, if you're an Xbox Game Pass subscriber, we have some great news for you.
Of course, right when I said suspend my Game Pass subscription.
Humble bundle.
Humble.
Oh yeah. This was the game that was on. I think they mentioned this was on PlayStation, but now obviously it's on Game Pass, which is it's not just the dodgeball game. It's not because that was Dodgeball Arcadia that we saw earlier. This is so it looks like it's an actual. Interesting. Midnight Fight Express. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, Dodgeball Arcadia. Shooting. I mean, obviously these are all indie games.
Yeah, it's humble.
The Dodgeball game looked like an old Cartoon Network like PC game.
Yeah, which apparently was actually really good. Now the thing though is that I actually on Super Nintendo I played a dodgeball game that was very similar to Dodgeball Arcadia. I can't remember the name of it, but it was definitely like a dodgeball game, and it was pretty cool.
I will say I love seeing indie games getting this much love. I love seeing them get this much attention, this much love. They absolutely deserve it, especially just as time goes on. Like, these games are just getting so much better.
Yeah. I mean, again, Sifu, that's product of one. Kenna, Bridge of Spirits, that's an indie game. Like, yeah, I mean, I do agree that they're getting better. I just can't wait to see what
Yep, somehow they did
Like,
it.
even
They
like with
added
like the
even
games that
more
have like
games to Game
relatively
Pass.
like
Let's talk
simple
about
looking
what's coming up.
graphics,
We're talking
like
Age of
because like I
Empires
love it.
4
Like
Game
trust me,
Age
I
of
love it
Empires.
when my
And we're gonna see what's next
I love
for
it when my
Sea of
games look
Thieves.
like
But
Ghost of
now,
Tsushima.
we've got a new
They look like
roguelike retro
amazing.
shooter that in Grand
But like I
Retro
also like
fashion
it like when they're a
sends you
little
plundering
pixelated
through
or they're a
shifting
little like
dungeons to defeat a
64
mysterious
bit.
eldritch
I actually
terror.
don't.
Let's dive into
I mean, I
I'm
don't
not
mind
gonna
it
lie, I
sometimes.
don't.
It's a little easier on the eyes.
If it was done in that era, then I don't mind it. But I feel like games nowadays, to me, my particular taste, I don't like the way. I don't like it if it's like a 2021 game and it's pixelated.
It has to work.
Sometimes it has a charm to them.
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah, see, like sometimes like it's like an aesthetic. It's like when you get like those old, really like sketchy looking like animations.
What game is this?
Get, like,
Into the pits.
Yeah, into the pit.
Huh.
Looks like the cross between
Doom and
that one spell game and Shot.
Oh, like Spellbreak.
Spellbreak.
No, not Spellbreak. It's another one. I can't remember the name of it. It's an indie game, kind of like this.
I just keep thinking of Skyrim, like when they're just like.
I was thinking Bioshock with the abilities coming out of the hands and all.
You know what I hope I don't see from this?
It seems like it was like
No, I hope.
roguelike.
You know what I hope I don't see? More stuff from Skyrim.
You're gonna see.
Is there? Oh, I better not. I better not. They're making another one, the most definitive version to date. They said it was. I don't need to see it here.
Special anniversary version coming out soon.
Yeah, it's like the 10th anniversary one. 10th. They're like, hey, look at this game we've been making you guys buy for 10
You're going to see
years.
a lot of footage of that, and we've also shown a little bit of our campaigns, right? Through
A little bit of Age of Empire action for you there, Mildewey.
But we have yet another way in Age of Empires 4 that we're kind of bringing history to life that we haven't talked about yet.
I cannot wait for this game to come out.
Put me in suspense. I want to know
It's not
more.
going to
so
be
let's
on
go with it. Let's
Xbox.
hear
It's
more.
going to be on PC, but.
Okay, that's enough.
Do you think if it's on
what
Game Pass, do you
we
think
brought
you'll get
today is,
Game Pass
we
for
have
that,
these
or do you think
wonderful
you'll just
little
buy it
videos that we've
outright?
created
Oh, I'm
that
just
are
going to buy it
interspersed
outright. I want the game.
So,
3 to 5 minutes each.
remind me
And,
really quick, because I
we have
don't
over
think
an
I've
hour of
actually
info, and they're called
played
hands-on
Age of
histories.
Empires.
And what
Give
they
me a
are is great way to,
rundown
like,
of what
deep
Age of
dive
Empires
on certain
is.
fun
Like,
fun
RTS.
is
Age
it
of Empires
from the
is
cultures
a
we're
real-time
representing and just
strategy-based
from medieval history.
game.
Excellent. Well, I hear you've actually brought one of those segments
Based
that you're going to share
in
here
kind of
for
like
the very
medieval
first
times
time.
in a way.
Yes, I have. We are
so
going to show you
Age of
the
Empires
segment on
went
one
through
of the
like
most
old times
popular
up to a
units from
certain
Age of
current
Empires
age,
franchise and a
depending
fan
on which one you
favorite, the
played in.
Trebuchet.
Okay.
Well, this I gotta see.
The one I was
Let's
definitely heavily
take a look.
into was Age of Empires 3, where you started off like swords and shields and stuff, and then evolved up to like almost like Revolutionary War age.
A catapult.
Oh, okay.
Siege engines.
So,
From great distances.
yeah, but they added in the siege. The only siege you had in 3 was the howitzer cannon. You couldn't get that till
At
like
Warwick Castle in
the
England, they've built a
the final
replica,
age
one of the
level
largest
that you
in the
could go
world.
through, like the industrial age.
Is it like
to
a
get
turn?
like cannons.
Is it like a
It's not
turn-based
turn-based,
system?
nope.
Or, oh, so it's all
It's
real
war-
time.
yeah, it's real.
It is
Yeah,
RTS.
RTS. Yeah.
Real time.
It's very much like the,
Okay.
the
You
Warcraft
got-
games
move.
and stuff like that back in
So,
the
like-
day.
I'll be like, I'm thinking of StarCraft.
Yeah, StarCraft,
it's
Warcraft,
pretty much
yeah.
like StarCraft.
Red Alert.
With a weight at one end
Oh,
and a sling.
I remember
to hold the
trebuchets.
projectile at the
Oh
other.
yeah, Trebuchet.
You
I
had
can't
to
wait
make-
for this,
Had to
The
make
but
those in
good thing I
physics
loved
class.
about
Using tread
Age of
wheels.
Empires was not just an RTS.
So
They
this
did
is
have a
one of the
really, really
wheels,
good
one of
story
two that's
to it.
attached to
So,
an axle, which would lift the counterweight.
there was in Age of
weighing
Empires
6 tons.
3. There was a
It's
group
based
that
on
you were
muscle
fighting
power
against that was like, and you went through like
What's
3 different
essential about launching a projectile
generations
as
of
far
a
as
family
possible is making sure that
fighting
this end of
off
the arm is
against
moving as fast as possible. So once that weight
this group
drops, it
that
really
was trying
sends this
to
point of
get
the
like
arm
these
moving
secrets or
at its
something. Like it
highest
was like a
velocity.
Templar
This
cult
was
group in a
done by
way, like
positioning
because
the
some of them were
pivot
trying to go for the
close to
Fountain
the
of Life,
counterweight,
you know, or
and by
Fountain of
launching
Youth
the
and all this.
projectile from
And
a sling.
or trying to do their own
When
thing.
released,
So they
the
did have a
scene
really
whips
good
round,
story in it.
vastly increasing the launch speed.
And I cannot wait to see what story they're going to give us in
Trebuchets were carefully aimed,
Age of Empires 4.
like modern guns.
So, second question. Why are they talking to us about trebuchets and how they work?
They're bringing it inside the game.
They're bringing it in
Well,
because
I understand that, but like how like what's the difference between like being like, hey, guess what? Trebuchets are going to be in Age of Empires 4 versus like, look at this. This is exactly how they work. This is here's the physics behind them. Because like, am I going to need to know the physics behind the trebuchet when I play Age of Empires 4?
Yeah, you can actually build it in real life. Don't you know that?
Yeah.
So,
don't you want to build your own in real life? There,
I
Gravity?
did in physics class in high school. I got a B for trying. It technically
Didn't you know
worked.
this is going to be the new delivery system that local post offices and Amazons will use to get packages to customers?
Oh, jeez.
I just be say your package have been shot to Europe.
But
sorry,
I don't know why
we
they're
shot
giving
your
more details on this.
Yeah,
I'm
like
with you
they're
on
just
that, Gravity. But I will say, I cannot wait to see how they're gonna make the story based because they're adding in different.
Is that
groups.
it?
Yeah.
You know I'm
Oh, that couldn't have been it.
Yeah.
No, no.
There's better
Boo.
trailers on Steam.
Boo.
There's better trailers on Steam.
Shame. That was awful. No, hold on a second.
The thing I'm happy about though is that they're at least adding in a siege weapon in early ages versus me having to wait till the end age for a siege.
See, like
I
think that's cool.
Why I was mad at Microsoft Flight Simulators.
Like,
no, we actually completely understand that.
You know what? Like if they're making updates to the game like that, where you can get siege weapons earlier on, that's awesome. I think that's really great if they're making those types of updates to the game, so that way you can play the way you want to play. But like in terms of like presentation, like I want to be in the boardroom. Picture this boardroom, right? We're in the boardroom. We're saying, hey, Age of Empire 4, we need to come up with a video. What are we going to talk about? What are we going to show? How about we just show a trebuchet? We talk about how the physics of a trebuchet work, and that's it. Do you think we should show any gameplay? Nah.
No, we don't need no gameplay.
Should we talk about
gameplay's overrated?
Do we talk about the game at all? Nah, just we blew all the budget on the trebuchet. What do you mean we blew it all? Yeah, well, we already had this meeting before. We already blew the entire budget on this trebuchet. So we gotta use it. We gotta use it now. We gotta show them how it works. We gotta talk about the physics.
I'm gonna let your imagination go.
Reggie, you've been watching the Discovery Channel. What's that trebuchet video?
But the thing I love about it is that they
do you think we should show how the trebuchets work in the game? Nah, they can wait.
Flaming arrows from not going out once you shot them, and but we've also got all of these ones on, like
look, that happened in real life. People used to do that.
Falconing and like horse taming.
You know what? Maybe I'm being too pessimistic. Maybe I'm being a negative Nancy here.
Which is really cool because those instruments we actually use them.
I'd like to think that I'm providing some welcome feedback.
I just love the behemoth amount of history that
I was watching Weaponology last night.
Bringing history alive in a completely different way, and I also love to mention this to people that you
don't worry. I love me some history too. I love watching the History Channel. I love me some National Geographic.
What was that approach like to sort of
I just don't go to the History Channel or National Geographic if I want to play a game though.
The cool thing was it was there from day one. It was one of the things I was really wanted to do.
Think about video games. I think about Discovery.
And
like,
I'll tell you, like full
well, that's what they were
kind
of going for here.
We're trying something completely different that no one's
They're
ever
definitely
done
trying to
before,
sell that they've done the history, the lore. I mean, really, a lot of Age of Empires is based on getting the elements of each civilization pretty much almost to an accurate point, because you're playing as that civilization. So now in the story modes, they obviously set you to a certain civilization. You're just going to go through it that way, and you may have some bonuses,
refreshing.
perks from here
So,
or there.
whew,
But
so far, so
when
good,
you
right?
play solo
But, yeah, it's
or
been
in
a
like
journey to get all this
combat
stuff,
matches
the
or
whole game
multiplayer matches or bot
Well, I
matches,
love that you
you
mentioned
get to
journey because we are
choose.
coming towards the end of this
At least in
development journey
3,
for Age
you got to
4.
choose which
Talk to me about where
civilization
people
you
can
played
find
as.
and
So
learn
notice you
more
can
about
play
Age
as
of
the
Empires 4.
Danish,
I know
as
they're all
the
chomping at the
Germans,
Oh,
as
well, you know, October
the,
28th,
French, as the
we are launching
Europeans,
the game.
the
You
Dutch,
can go to
and then of course you got the bonus
ageofempires.com to learn
add-on
more
packs,
about
the DLCs
title,
of
and if you're
the
really, excited,
Mayans,
right now,
you
you
got
can
the
go
Native
Yeah,
Americans,
Mayans.
and all.
pre-order
You
the
had
game
Native
right
American
now.
groups,
And of course,
you
we will
had
be there
those
day
that you
one,
could choose to
Xbox
play
Game Pass
as,
for PC
and they
as
all
well,
had
so
unique
anyone that's on that can just grab the game and start playing.
units to them.
Yes,
Also
I
unique
believe
ways
you
of
are
doing
a
stuff,
part
like definitely
of
the Native
something
Americans
special.
and the
so
Mayans all had
Gamescom
unique ways of getting
Yes.
their people up.
11 a.m.
You know, there's
Pacific
different
time.
elements in terms
There
of like
might be some
banking,
Age of
economics
Empires
between
related
each
in
group.
there, so
Certain
if you're
ones
a
had
fan,
certain
you
things,
probably
you know,
should.
so there's definitely a lot of lore-based with the groups, but I definitely agree. I think they focus too much on that in here and didn't show enough of the game. But in our chat, in our in-group chat, I kind of gave you a link to the store for Steam there, Gravity, to check out, because they got a lot of videos on there for it. But I would definitely recommend checking it out. It's Age of Empires. AOE is such a good series, in my opinion. I love it.
And when you like when you say it like that, like it like they're showing like how detailed they went into it, showing how much like time and attention they put into lore of each civilization, like the weaponry they use, the culture they had. That's really cool. Like if you want to show them like doing that research, like I think that's really cool. That shows a lot of dedication. I just wish they would have put a little bit more emphasis on
making the presentation better.
Quick side note, just throwing it out there. Parsley just talked about cloud gaming for Xbox, in case anyone was curious. That's what they're talking about right now. Carry on.
Oh, okay. Yeah. We was reflecting on our Age of Empires.
Yeah, that's fine. I was just letting you guys know in case because.
So you mean I can get cloud gaming? I can play on my fridge?
Yeah.
If your fridge is
great. I mean, that's pretty awesome.
My fridge has got 8 gigabytes of RAM. Don't talk about my fridge.
Like, you know what? And again, I would love to continue to test this stuff with cloud gaming. I just, you know, at the very least with my experience from trying streaming with Xbox as well as with Stadia, like it's good if you have a solid connection.
You said the S word.
Stadia.
I'm sorry. Sorry, I'll go wash my mouth out.
There's a lot of soap.
I'll use some soap.
Mom, you said the S word.
Get some.
Talking about shit. Don't say what? I'm sorry.
Jeez. You know what? Watch Stadia just like pull off something like really big next year.
So easy
like,
nowadays.
Watch Stadia just be the next big thing.
And pretty much play any Xbox.
Could be that Amazon game system.
Luna.
Yeah, whatever that is.
Yeah, Luna will be probably the next best thing. Unless Steam Deck is able to really blow it out the park.
I really love the flexibility.
They could put Luna on there.
Xbox is doing
yeah, you can put Luna on there. You can put Stadia on there. You can put Game Pass on there.
Of having to be on a specific platform or a specific console, play on PC and mobile, and now on.
Meanwhile, Sony's over here having their own little party by themselves.
Isn't that so cool?
With cloud gaming, we have the ability, because you are connecting to consoles that are in our data centers, to allow the Gen 8 customers, the Xbox One customers, to play games that their hardware wouldn't have been able to play without it.
There's so much opportunity.
Oh, so they built an emulator into the server that you're connected to.
More readily available.
Yeah.
People play where they want
to. I mean, emulators have been out for a long time. I think it's a good way to go. Try and get everyone together, but the problem is trying to get the groups to kind of like have like that connection to emulate.
Yeah, you know, in the United States, like I said before, our internet is so
terrible.
Shoddy here.
Saw the release of
some areas got real good internet, and some is just garbage.
We got donated internet
with beautiful and rich visuals, thanks to the addition
of ray tracing, government approved
alongside performance updates. This is the perfect opportunity to relive Senua's journey or experience it for the first time. And if
I've got this on my PC. I still gotta play it.
I played it and beat it.
And immerse yourself.
Well, now you can play it
Great. Speaking
on
of
Xbox.
Game Pass. The Xbox Plays team
I don't
will be
have
taking
Game
a look at
Pass.
some ID at Xbox titles.
I
over
pulled
the next
a
few
Gravity
days,
way
including
earlier and
12
canceled my
minutes
subscription.
and
They're also talking.
Although I do want to get that CFD games with the new DLC that they updated it with.
And Destiny.
See, I needed to say
the pirate one.
Yeah, Pirates of the Caribbean.
Wait, the Sea of Thieves, the pirate update for Sea of Thieves.
Yeah, Pirates of the Caribbean update.
It
actually looks really fun.
In Mexico later on.
That includes never-before-seen areas of the game map, plus cars that have never been in the Forza franchise before. I've loved everything I've seen of Forza Horizon 5 so far, and I can't wait. Now, Kate, there's more games to check out, right?
Well, right, you are.
Are we gonna actually check out games?
Or... Their newest DLC
I think they're gonna show us another Trebuchet video.
Wasteland? I've never played
that. What is that nature attacks video?
Where's the video showing the rare Malachi sitting in a bush, waiting for its prey to come by?
You know what? I don't know what you're talking about.
Of course. Wait, when did they bring Fallout into this game? This is the Children of Adam.
That's what I was looking at.
Yeah, that's what it's all the nuke bomb hanging there. I'm like, wait, when did the Children of Adam come into this game?
May the light of the holy detonation purify you.
Yeah, Children of Adam. God.
Wasteland 3.
Coming October 5th.
Oh my God, it's Metro 2077 too. They just putting everything in one.
Play it day
Why get those two games?
Didn't you know that that's how you do stuff nowadays? Is you just get a giant ass pot, take pieces of other games, put them in, mix it together, and then dump it out into a cooling tray, and there you go.
I call it the Fortnite recipe.
An exiled game director David Rogers. David.
Dude, you know what? Don't even get me started with Fortnite. I will go on a rant.
But
you talking about the recent release that also Call of Duty did as well at the same time?
Oh, did they do? Did they do the same thing?
Yeah, Double Agent as well. At the same time. I swear to God, they were on a Teams call together.
Dude, they have to be. They have to be on a Teams call. Just like, hey guys, what are you up to? Well, we were thinking of ripping off, you know, Among Us. Really? So are we. Really? Yeah. You want to do like a dual release? Yeah, let's do it. Really make them mad.
Hey, I got an idea. We can screw over this little company. Wouldn't even notice.
Meanwhile, Mafia and Werewolf tabletop people are over there, over in the corner, just like.
Cheyenne Mountain is this top secret military complex buried deep
Just
in the
pouting.
Cheyenne Mountain in the middle of Colorado. It's designed
Isn't
to
Wasteland, now that I'm looking at it, isn't it just like this top-down, 3D top-down, kind of like XCOM style game?
Yeah, it's very, I don't know if it's necessarily XCOM, I'm assuming it is.
The original Fallout.
You find two warring
no, yeah, no, I think I was about to say, looking at it, and as he's explaining it, I think it is more XCOM.
Science experiment that they worship
it's
as
40.
a
It looks kind of like to me like 40K Inquisitor.
Insane. They're mutated.
You know I don't know the 40K universe. Just like
I don't think anyone.
You talking 40K 9 balls like Malachi talking Final Fantasy to me? I just sit there and stare.
No, and how does that kind of?
You just gotta nod. You just gotta nod and smile and just say,
This is.
Oh yeah.
Final Fantasy is beautiful.
Oh yeah, that one.
Right.
Oh, I love that part.
Just don't talk more to me, because I get lost.
And then when they say, "What's your favorite part?" you say, "Oh, it's been a while."
Top-down look like that, like Inquisitor, or you ever played Hunters: The Reckoning?
Who takes charge?
Plays Hunters Arena.
Of the cults, the Holy Detonation, Cheyenne Mountain, and ultimately all of Colorado.
Fun game.
This is really your game.
You never played Hunters: The Reckoning.
Awesome. So the last expansion was the Battle of Steeltown, right? You had giant robots and things like that. So, you know, what are you gonna do?
Remember, I crawled out from underneath a rock a couple of years ago.
Right. So we wanted.
We played the mess out of that game
that they could never find in another version or like in previous versions of Wasteland 3. And so we built this as a Wasteland-style dungeon crawl. And
it's called Fallout.
Awesome mix of mystery, exploration.
So it's not exactly
like XCOM.
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah.
Or actually, probably even Diablo.
I was gonna say,
I know
it's kind of giving me like Diablo vibes.
It looks like it's similar to The Ascent.
So we took the best parts of Wasteland.
Very similar to The Ascent that came out not so long ago. From the viewpoint, yeah.
Combat, which are basically super
But I mean, I think it's the reason I said Diablo and XCOM is because it definitely has the top-down feel. But I thought the combat system was kind of like XCOM's, where like you did by each person turn-based.
Yeah, but on XCOM you only got
strategy
you only get
based.
2 turns.
You're
You know,
in
each
there,
person only got like
breaking
2
into
moves on
prisons,
them.
rescuing POWs. You're disrupting these
Then your
high
enemies
cultist
move.
rituals.
Yeah.
You are splitting your fire team. And
You know how many
coordinating
troopers I've
like
lost
you
to
never
that? I
have
lost
had
my
to before.
elite
Like,
sniper, I
everyone on your
believe.
team has a job, and I really think
Such
this is going to
garbage.
take old players who know their
Sound
Ranger
like you're a
team
little
the back of
scarred
their hands,
from
and
it.
It's going to make them scratch their
Just
heads.
a little
They're
bit.
gonna have to rethink
She went
how
to
they
like
go about combat
5
and make it
missions and
really exciting and
like built
challenging,
up, and I was like, yeah, I'll take her.
mentally in a way we haven't been able to
And she
really
missed.
do before with just straight up murder combat.
Now, Wasteland has a
You
reputation.
missed a
for
critical
being
shot,
silly.
and then
Right.
she went down. I'm
What
like,
are some of the weird
now
characters
you gotta start
we
back
can
over.
expect in some of the story encounters we
So I quit the game.
Yeah, with this Cult of the Holy Detonation, we
It's
really
so I
cut our
quit the
devs loose
game.
and just let them be creative.
One
and
game
fun
that
and
can really
silly.
kind of do
Like,
that to you
Exiles,
is the
modus
Valkyrie
operandi
series.
is if we're like
Yeah,
brainstorming and
I
something
That
makes us
one,
laugh, we
like,
just
if you
put it in
lose
the
a
game.
unit,
That's just
they're
how we do
and
it.
they
We
don't
pick up the pieces
heal, they
afterwards.
die.
'Cause we
There's
wanna
a
make sure that
cemetery
the
you
same
can
thing
go
happens on
to pay
XCOM.
your
we're
respects to
having
them.
fun,
I'm
our
like,
fans are gonna
that
have fun
one, like,
along
if you
with
get
us.
really
And so
attached
we
to a
got to
character,
explore, like,
that one's really
letting
gonna
them
mess
get
you
deep
up.
into this like weird radiation
Then you gotta
cult,
re-level them
and then
back
you
up.
interact with them and talk with them.
Oh no, you have to get a new
and
person
tell
completely,
stories
and
and,
then
like,
you have to
Yeah,
level them up.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, that's what I'm talking
for
about. You
instance,
gotta
one
get
of
a
the
new
characters
troop,
you
and then you
meet,
gotta
one of the
level
first
this
closest you meet,
person back
is this
up.
slathering beast. He's got
I wonder
like
if they're gonna
claws
do in
and
this game
fangs
like what
and
they
spikes
do
jutting
with
out.
Valkyrie,
He's
where like
drooling,
each
but
person
he's
has
like
like
the
a
nicest guy in
group
Cheyenne
of people they
Mountain.
prefer
Like, you
to
meet
work
him
with,
and
and
he's
those
like,
that they
"Hey,
don't.
guys, you should like
And
come
it
in
boosts
here
or
and like soak
negates
up
some of their
these rads.
stats.
It'll be great."
For some reason, this
He
game makes
shovels
me
you
want to
in
play. You ever
and
heard of
lets
that
you meet
game
the whole
Darkest
cult.
Dungeon?
And another one of my favorites is
Yes.
Proteus. He's what you get.
I kind of want to play
if
that
you
now
took, like,
for some reason.
20 cultists
What is
and you, like,
Darkest
melted
Dungeon?
them into a big pile, kind of like
Pitch black, and that's game over.
It's yeah, it's a dungeon crawler. It's turn-based combat, but it's side-scroll style turn-based combat, but it's exploration dungeon.
But he's like your #1 fan, and getting to build like this totally out there.
Oh, jeez, what is
fun,
that?
Was a ton of fun to write for. It's a ton
It's
of fun to
Fallout.
like, explore.
Oh,
like,
that's
the
me.
cult tick.
After
See,
raising
Malachi,
it.
does that not look like the
Even
thing
some
from
of the weapons
doesn't
What's
that look
that?
like the Broodmother from Dragon Age?
Almost certainly.
Devolved cultists.
Most certainly.
I'm about to say that. That's me.
That was
little
like
bit.
it was like all
Yeah.
That's me after
Like,
3 raised energy
These
drinks.
fun body horror scenes that let us jackknife between dark and
False
serious.
advertisement.
Funny,
It
which
don't
is
look
one
like that.
Wasteland really loves to ride. Like, you know, a lot of really important stuff is at stake, but you know, the Wasteland's a pretty bizarre place.
Oh, I can imagine. Now, we talked before, you've been working on Wasteland 3 for a while. There's already expansions that are out there. But say I'm a new player. Say
I still
I'm
think it looks
watching
so
this
much
right
like
now, and I'm
Fallout
"Man, I
when you
wanna
look
get
at that.
into
I thought it was
Wasteland 3."
Fallout.
What would you suggest for new
I
players?
swear to God, that's
wanting
why I
to
said
get into this?
And like I said at the top, like
Yeah.
Wasteland is like the
Adam.
best version of itself.
Yeah,
right now
it looks a
because
lot
of all
like
the work
that.
we put into it over the past year. And so you can get the whole thing with the Colorado collection.
Gravity, I did
that's
share it
base
in our
game
system.
plus,
For
Yeah.
Darkest
Donation and Battle of Steeltown, all for a
It
discount.
looks like
Or
a mobile
if you have
game.
Game is
Game Pass,
Steeltown.
you already have Wasteland 3. Just download it and play it, and then you can get
Really?
both expansions
Steeltown?
with the expansion pass.
Brotherhood of
Copy-
Steel.
Awesome. Now,
Copy
to
and
kinda
paste,
recap
copy
this
and
a little
paste.
bit, we
It's
talked
like
about,
they went
you
next
know,
door. Xbox was like, I need some ideas.
ads and these weird
Go talk to
characters and
Bethesda.
cults
Go
and the
go over
boss
there. Go over there.
battles,
Get out of my
all
face.
these really cool things that are going to be in Wasteland 3.
But
But please remind everyone before
I mean,
we get
haven't
out
we
of
been
here.
seeing this a
when
lot
can
though
you pick up
recently?
this-
Is the
this
copy and
DLC?
paste
Right, this
thing?
work of passion. It comes out on October
I feel like
5th.
I don't want to
That is
insert
awesome. This is
Fortnite here.
Of the Holy
Cult of the Holy Dead
Detonation coming October 5th.
Oh
David,
my gosh.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks, Bears. Appreciate
Stop that, Gravity.
I'm sorry, it's
In the 3 years
contagious.
since its launch,
I know,
Sea
I'm
of
sorry,
Thieves has
I
played
gave
host
the
to
yawn
some
to
incredible
everybody.
crossovers
My
and
apologies.
unique
Dare
chipsets
you.
inspired
I've been
by
trying
games
to-
like Battletoads,
trying to not.
State of Decay, Halo, and more. Today, we're excited to announce a brand new special event that will award players.
I really
an
want
all-new
his
ship
jacket.
as
I know,
a
right?
part of the
Like,
latest
Where did he get that jacket? Like, is that jacket available for me to purchase?
It probably is. It's an Xbox jacket, so probably.
Because like I don't know what it is. Like I really like. I think it's the colors on the front. I love that jacket.
Wait, did they just say they're doing? Oh yeah, it's the event. Wait, a Borderlands ship for Sea of Thieves? Are you kidding me? That's a Vault Hunter ship for Sea of Thieves.
Now you can have your own pirate ship set ablaze and bullied.
They've strapped a claptrap to the front of it. Do you guys see that?
Yeah, right there underneath. Yeah.
See, Sea of Thieves is so much fun, but every time I think about it, I just have bad, like Vietnam flashbacks.
As Sea of Thieves. And so we're really excited to
Just
reveal
people
that we're
pinning
bringing
your
the
boat
Mayhem
to the
ship
dock,
set that you've just seen,
setting
a
it on
really,
fire.
really
No
cool
matter
ship
how
that's
many times you
inspired by board
respawn,
games,
you just
into Sea
respawn
of
back into the
Thieves,
chaos.
And we're giving all of our players a chance to earn it during kind of the Gamescom time period. So it's been really cool to work with the Borderlands team to bring this ship to life, and giving all of our players the chance to earn it as part of this live event that we've cunningly titled Mayhem. You might notice the link. So you can probably guess the kind of activities that are involved, but if you head to Lorena at any of the outposts in the Sea of Thieves world, she'll be able to fill you in on the details of what you need to go do to earn the ship set. So we hope everybody gets a chance to take part in this awesome time-limited event. So it starts today, and it runs through to September the 7th. So that's the time period you've got to get your hands on the Mayhem ship set. And I think that's it.
You heard him, Mildewy.
As always, I will see you on the seas.
I don't play it too much to see these to care about it.
No, I think when we played it, we were just so happy-go-lucky. We were just happy to be there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's fun to play.
Yeah,
To me,
with friends. I didn't find a lot of joy in it playing by myself.
I never played it by myself.
I did
for a little bit just
I
to
feel
try
like
it.
it would be a game
wasn't.
that you would have to do by.
State of Decay.
Yeah.
State of Decay 3? Or an update for it.
That brings us back together.
I think it's State of Decay 2 update, because that's what they've been promoting at the last Xbox event. Pretty sure it's State of Decay 2.
I thought it was State of Decay 3 that they had at the last Xbox event.
I'm pretty confident it was 2.
It's the greatest weapon we have.
If this one is State of Decay 3, then yeah, they mentioned State of Decay 3 at the last Xbox event. I'm pretty sure, but I'm like fairly confident that this is 2.
All I know is it's an okay game, but it's not one I would recommend.
It was. Well, I think we did a 9 to 5 on that.
We did. Yeah. It's just the problem I had with it is how they did the transfers of characters, because we have to go to your world, which I mean that makes sense, but it's like nothing transferred back over, and it just I personally understood, like, if someone dies, you die and they lose them, which is that's
State of Decay 2. I was gonna say I don't think they haven't mentioned State of Decay 3 yet.
I haven't been paying attention to it, so it just.
One day.
It just feels so. It just felt so weird to me.
And we have a guest to walk us through this Undead update. Please join me in welcoming
There,
Undead.
I feel like there were things in State of Decay that you should have been able to do that you just couldn't do. Like, especially like when you joined someone else's world, it just felt like the person in charge of that world was in charge of like everything, and like you couldn't do anything by yourself if you weren't the owner of that world. And so it just, I guess like to me just kind of put a handicap on it.
The story mode within the game
It just
is a very
felt
linear,
very,
narrative-driven experience.
I don't know, I felt very restricted. I don't like feeling restricted when I game.
That's all changed.
I vaguely remember our time with State of Decay, to be completely honest with you, but I do remember we played on the hardest difficulty, like the hardest, like if you die, you're dead, unless you're able to revive in time, and that's where that kind of came into play. If we played on something that was a little bit more forgiving, we probably would have been able to survive, not losing any characters, stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly.
You gotta go hardcore.
So,
yeah, but when you're playing a zombie game, you got to go hard in the paint. You know what I mean? Try to make this real life in case it ever happens.
in Trumble Valley. So we think of it as the third part of our Trumble
It's gonna happen in real life, and I'm gonna be like, I'm pressing the X button. What's going on?
And now we see what has happened
R1 square.
And what story.
Like, how did you survive? Let's play State of Decay.
I had Game Pass with
a lot
me.
of environmental storytelling to find. And, you know, things have changed. So this isn't the Trumbull Valley that players might remember. So that's going to be exciting.
Interesting. Well, and anytime you expand something like Trumbull Valley,
I don't
you
know
just
why
have to
everything's
have
made by
a
the
juggernaut
Fallout
of
4
content,
right now.
pun intended. Talk to me a little bit about what some of those things are that
You
players
know,
can get in on here now
like,
in the
I
expanded
don't know, like,
Trumbull Valley.
Yes, a ton of
is
new
gaming
content.
running
In
out
fact,
of
we're doing
ideas?
something unique with the Trumbull Valley map.
What do you mean?
There are items
Like-
that
No,
you can only
it's just
find
you're
on that
not
map
looking in
and
the
nowhere
right
else
places
in the
for
game.
them.
Including
Maybe
12 new
that's
patch
it, because
outfits
like
and
it just
new
feels
very
like there are a
cool
lot of
weapons.
games,
We've got 6
especially
new
like with
bases, 2
this
new
with this
achievements for
expo,
achievement
where it's just
hunters.
like
And on top of that, we are
zombies
adding the
or
game's 12th bounty
like
pack.
decrepit
So that will be available
ruins,
from the bounty
and
broker across all
it
maps.
just
I
feels
have to
like
say, they are some
that
of the
kind of
coolest weapons I have ever seen go into the
aesthetic,
game,
I
and
guess,
I'm
if you will,
so excited
is
for
like
people to find them.
everywhere.
A juggernaut
And
amount
so
of
it just kind of
content,
gets to
and
a
I don't
point where
care
it
if
just
it's
starts
the
to
second
blend
run of the
together.
day. That works out
Where
great.
you're just like, I
Let's talk
can't
about the
tell
state
what
of
I'm
the
watching, I
community,
can't
because
tell what I'm
absolutely
playing.
an
You know,
integral
obviously
part
when
to
you're
this
playing,
entire
obviously the
franchise.
mechanics
And
between like
specifically
Dying Light
on
2 and
Xbox
State
Game
of
Pass,
Decay are
how is that impacting
very,
the
very
community? How is
different.
that impacting the game? Talk to me
But
about
it's
it.
also
It's
just
been
one of those things where
fantastic,
it's like,
and, you know, we have an
like, do you
amazing
remember
community. We
like
love
the
them so
time when
much. In fact,
The
one of the
Walking Dead
reasons
was
we're
really
doing
big,
Trumbull Valley as a
and like
map is
it felt
'cause
like
it was
every other
one of
game
the
was a
most
zombie
requested
game.
features from the
You had
community,
like
which
Dead
also makes
Island,
it
you
very exciting
had
for us to be able to
I
say,
can only think
Well,
of
Dead
Dead
Island has been
right
out
now.
before Walking Dead, though.
and we have a major milestone that we're celebrating.
Dead Island. What was that?
Been around for a
Zombie in the
while.
shopping mall.
Lifetime players.
Which one?
We were
Oh,
talking about World War
no,
Z.
Capcom with Frank
No,
West.
World War Z.
Incredible, amazing news.
It was
Congratulations to you and
the one
entire
where in the
was a
shopping
comedy.
mall.
Yes, man. Fantastic work.
Yeah,
It
you
wasn't
did like
Left-
a.
it wasn't
Let's
Left 4
give
Dead,
me
was
the
it?
deets one more
No.
time when it comes to the update.
So the update releases
Hold
September
on a
1st.
second.
It's a free
Rising.
update for all
Dead
services
Rising,
and
yeah.
owners.
Yeah.
It's included with
That's
Xbox
what it
Game
was.
Pass. Happy homecoming.
That probably was one of the
Thank you
greatest
very
zombie
much.
games of all
My
time
pleasure.
for me.
Now we move from Trumbull
I'd have
Valley
to
to the
say,
Lost Valley of Korea.
It was
This
so
mythical
funny. It
location
was just
trades
flat
zombies
out
for
stupid. It
ancient
was a
warrior
parody
clans,
of it.
forgotten temples of long dead god kings, and a healthy dose of hack and slash. All this awaits in Stray Blade.
Straight
I'd have to say Dead Island is one of my favorites.
This looks kind of cool.
I was gonna say this
feels
has
like Dark Souls-ish combat mode.
I wasn't gonna say that. I don't want to think about it.
2022.
Don't be hating on the Dark Souls.
No, it's not that.
Actually,
That was
Dark Souls
dope.
combined with some Valheim.
Yeah.
You discover the mystical
But yeah, that was
valley of Akria,
that was
a
dope.
world which
this
ranges from
new?
overgrown temple ruins.
Yeah,
I
I haven't seen that before.
I haven't seen it before either. I think I just got my wish granted,
and plenty of dues to stab
and very pleasantly so. That looked really good.
Yeah.
Glad Phil Spencer found this in his top drawer this morning. Hey, what's Stray Blade? What is this? Just throw it in the expo.
About Stray Blade.
Hello everybody, I'm Leonard Kausch, game director at Point Blank Games, and today I will show you.
Calling up Leonard. Leonard, we need you to put some pants on today. We need you to get in the office and record this. This looks. I am pleasant. I am actually very excited for this. This looks really good. I am a sucker for more like cartoony looking graphics.
Yeah.
It's Souls-like.
Yeah, I'm so tired of people saying that about every game.
Well, no, it's on the Steam. It's got a Steam tag of Souls-like.
Oh, okay. Alright.
Our combat system
Like, I watched this whole thing about that too, which was kind of funny. Like, everybody's been calling the game Souls-like.
Like, no, this one actually, they gave it on Steam a Souls-like
To
tag.
achieve that, we put our hearts into creating fluid, well-readable animations and epic cinematic finishes. You can choose.
Yeah, no, I wasn't just saying it. 'Cause I'm like, I wanted to look into it. It is single player though, just so you guys know.
Yeah,
it doesn't look like
I was about to say, by looking at it, I kind of figured that.
But it looks really good
I like
though.
the stylized art though.
I was gonna say, yeah, yeah, like the graphic design, the color palette that they used for this is really great.
More pieces and beautiful places. Change is
I don't know about its running though, you know.
Victory impacts the world around.
It's constipated.
When you die, time keeps moving.
Let me get to the bathroom.
It's because he's a rogue adventurer, so he may have taken an arrow to the knee there, Nineball.
The change you brought shows that now awaits you. And of course, get ready for epic boss fights.
Yeah, this.
Yeah, right here, boom, boom,
Yeah.
boom. It's like a transformer.
See,
Like that.
Let's do it. I'm like,
which will be out next year.
See,
Keep
yeah,
an eye on our
see,
social
that
media
reminds
channels for
me.
more
That
information.
gives me like the feel of like boss fights from games when I was younger. Like again, maybe I'm just not playing
Crusader
the right games
Kings 3.
nowadays, or maybe I'm not thinking about it. But like anytime you see a boss and they wake up, they just assemble
As in,
themselves.
my evil twin murdered 4 of my husbands because they secretly are in love with me.
It was always fun when they did it.
This game, like everybody talks about Crusader Kings.
Crusader Kings 3, the medieval grand strategy and role-playing game that has you trying to defend your royal line from those that would conquer your kingdom, and evil twins apparently.
Yeah. It's coming to Xbox as an adaptation, not a direct port, meaning that the UI and controls have been refined to bring that grand strategy experience to a controller.
I need to
Not
play
to
that.
mention bringing the grand strategy experience to my comfy living room couch.
We'll all be ruling from our throne room soon enough. Check out Crusader Kings 3 now, coming to Xbox consoles.
Yay!
Who put that snake in there with the baby?
Gameplay for this game, if I remember right, kind of feels like
Your father
trying to think of it here.
Glorious revenge and failed.
Like I've been wanting to actually try this one because it is.
He never understood that the greatest wars are won with weddings, not warriors. With daggers, not swords.
Total War. That's what it is.
Total
the
War,
War
yeah.
series does something similar to this combat.
Measure success
Similar-ish, but they have more in-depth combat bases besides that, but they have the same political system in a feel like, except without the marriage thing.
I might give it a go. I think actually, because I know Humble's having a summer sale right now.
You won't have to. It'll be on Game Pass.
Yeah, but I want it on PC.
You can have it on PC on Game Pass. You have Game Pass.
Yeah, but I've got it free Steam, and I can just buy it for one price and have it returned instead of having to pay a console price on Game Pass. And then
Well, the thing about it is they're gonna set it up. Let's check to see if it's set up for console ports or not.
It is. They literally just said
set up for console port, but set up for still on PC.
Wild.
it is.
Until you
Yeah, they mentioned that. Yeah, they mentioned both of that. Like it's one thing if you don't have Game Pass and you might think about getting Game Pass to get the game, but if you already have Game Pass, you already have the game when it comes out.
So if it's good enough, I might get it.
Yeah. But if you want to get it for the long run, just in case it comes off Game Pass, I get that.
Which means I am so excited for Psychonauts to finally
The
get
other thing is that like if you have Game Pass, like you have like a discount for it.
Yeah.
You actually want to buy it outright.
Yeah, but
Not
don't
like
you still have
discounts,
your
like-
Game Pass?
I want it on my.
No, if you buy it and you have Game Pass, like you actually buy it through Game Pass at a discounted rate, you don't have to have Game Pass anymore. You have the game.
Okay, that was one thing I was kind of worried about it. But I like Steam just because one, they got the workshop because you can get mods for it, or you can easily connect
Crusader
Nexus
Kings has
into
got
it.
a ton of mods for it too.
Yeah, and I don't know if with Game Pass if Nexus mods will connect into it.
Not to mention having some
Probably not.
I mean, you'll be able to download it to your actual desktop, so I don't see why not.
Well,
But
the problem is because you're downloading, you have to play it through the Xbox Game Pass application.
Yeah, they might.
Only if you get the free version. If you buy the actual game itself, you shouldn't have to do it through the Game Pass game.
I'm still getting it on
It
Steam.
still goes on through it because you bought it from their store. So the digital copy the code is written through the store. So like with Steam games, I could play them still offline, but when I'm online, it opens up via Steam and runs through Steam. So, like Steam is still kind of running in the background through it.
Gotcha. This game actually has never done anything for me.
Psychonauts?
Yeah.
I never
Stay on the job.
Get ready,
played too much.
I heard about it. I'm kind of interested. I'll check it out.
Did you forget everything I taught you about levitation, Rasputin?
I'm not supposed to check out equipment to interns.
You did what?
Can't we just...
No. Quit picking on the new kid. We were all new once, in case you forgot.
I've got eyes on the target. And I've got eyes on me.
All I see is another unruly peasant.
Malagula.
Fly Cooper right there.
us power.
Fire! Leave it to me.
You know, I wasn't quite. I was gonna say I wasn't quite sure how I felt about that. That actually looks like something pretty fun.
Yeah, like it gave me a little bit of like Sly Cooper / Ratchet and
Clear, I
Clankish
could not
feels.
be more excited for Psychonauts 2 because I gotta be honest, me and that original game, we got some beef that needs settling. If you know, you know. The meat circus level, it is infamous, it is brutal, it is difficult to say the least. It's the final level of the original game that came out, and I cannot believe I'm doing the math on this one. 16 years ago, Tim Schafer and Lizette Teatree Montgomery. I am definitely dating myself, but you all welcome from Double Fine Productions. Thank you so much for being here. Tim, can you believe it has been 16 years? I almost said 19 years.
By the way, I know I butchered it earlier, but Paris Lilly's from Spawn on Me. But he's with Kind of Funny Games, but he's originally from Spawn on Me with
that matters a lot to us.
Khalif
really
Adams.
Here at Double Fine, and we know that a lot of fans, it meant a lot to them, and so we really want to be true to the spirit of the first game, which we were able to do because we brought back a lot of the same voice actors, and we also have a lot of people on the team here that worked on the first game, as well as bringing on a bunch of new people like Lisette.
Thank you. It was really important for us to carry the legacy forward, especially the cool style of Wonk that is very prevalent in the first game.
Style of Wonk. Just put it on a shirt. I'm in there for it. Let's roll it back a bit. Of course, this can be a kind of a trippy idea if you're not familiar. Psychonauts, they still jump into people's minds, I'm assuming, like the first game, right? So if you're a Psychonaut sort of dove into my brain, it'd be like a lot of Ted Lasso quotes and French
Yeah, her math is accurate.
OG
Xbox,
PlayStation 2.
Just like every person is different based on their personality. If you could jump into someone's mind, what would it look like in there? What would the
I remember that because it was out around the time when Phantom Dust and Gun Valkyrie were a thing.
Raz has the power of astral projection, and when he goes in, he gets
Is the first one on Game Pass?
I don't think so. Let me take a look.
I think I actually do. I have it? No, I don't have it. I think I got it, but I can't remember for what. I don't remember what thing.
New levels for the second game was really fun to do.
Well, I loved it from the first game, certainly. Let's talk a little bit about how that kind of concept expresses itself in the game world. I mean, Psychonauts 2 has got it.
I'm searching for you now.
Yeah, it was really important for us to carry forward the unique brain worlds.
No, it's not.
Unique levels from the first game, and the unique style as well. So we're really.
I want to say I got it. I can't remember from where.
You probably could get it from Steam.
And also,
maybe GOG. I'm gonna check. I might have got it off GOG.
Without new mental demons. And I'm sure it's happening.
Yeah, they got Psychonauts on Steam for like a buck.
What does this mean? If it doesn't
like
mean
a
basically
buck.
that we're finally able to slap COVID
Oh,
into
hell
that
no.
old. It's that old.
Well, I don't know if you get to slap
hello,
anxiety in the face,
Steam.
but you definitely get to slap some panic attacks.
Steam?
COVID definitely caused a lot of those.
Bro.
In addition to panic attacks,
or you
some
could
of our
go
old
to the
enemies have also come
PlayStation
back.
store and
Plus,
get it
looks like they
there
got some
for like
deals.
$10, but ew, why would I
In
do
addition
that?
to
Why
that,
would
we
I?
also have
Why would I buy it for
our
$10 on PlayStation when I
some
can
new
get it for
enemies
a
as our
buck
PlayStation.
on Steam?
Also, some regrets.
Steam machine.
Some flying regrets. There are a ranged enemy, and they definitely are challenging.
That other
slow,
developer
sticky
does
melee
not sound
enemy.
like she wants to be
You're
there.
also
That's
seeing
speaking
our
right
guy
now.
here. He is our. It energizes our whole combat troop. So we have a whole cast.
Should have had to raise energy.
Yeah, she should have. Should have hooked us up. She
Why-
should have
why
hit
am
us
I
up
here?
earlier.
It's an electric storm of.
Oh well, like
feelings
watch
that
her
you
be
have to
like the head person
Now,
that
for those
just
who
like
haven't played the
it just is
original,
like
available
telling
now on
everybody
Xbox Game Pass,
what
by
she
the
like
way.
she is like the conductor, just conducting
Tim,
everything.
why
She's
is
like,
Raz so good at rummaging
I'm
through brains?
tired. All right.
Raz is he has some very special skills. He has two whole sets of skills. One being the acrobatic skills he learned growing up in the circus. He can balance on tightropes, jump on trampolines, swing on trapezes, and that helps him navigate and get around to all kinds of interesting places. But he also has this other side to his personality, which is that he's a powerful psychic. So he can levitate objects. He can use telekinesis and pyrokinesis. He has these powers which people might recognize from the first game, as well as three new powers for the second game.
Mind game
He has
conspiracy.
the ability to mentally connect thoughts together, and he can connect two thoughts and actually connect
Yeah, you
two
know,
thoughts together.
like I will say, out
to
of
solve
everything that
puzzles
they've
and to
shown so
navigate
far,
through
this is the
he has
the
power of
first
time
game
bubble,
that I've
which is
actually
just
gone out of my way
change,
to actually
and
look
slow
up.
down how things are moving
Actually
by
look
changing
into.
the
So
perception of time.
that tells you
And he
anything
also has the
about
power
how I
of
feel about
projection,
this.
which allows him to pull an archetype, a personality out of his
I,
unconscious mind
Yeah, we're gonna leave some time at the end and talk about it. I have my
puzzle solving.
My
Let's
reservations.
talk about the story for a second, because as the original Psychonauts,
Yeah, I mean,
that's been my theme of almost every event this
part of
year.
a whole organization at this point. And are there other brain agents, other Psychonauts out there?
I think I'm a sucker for like more cartoony art styles.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we have a lot of.
It just takes us back to our past.
We have a lot of new characters in this game. As soon as Raz arrives on the headquarters, he immediately gets introduced to the
sounds
interns.
tired.
Yeah,
And
she
the
does not
interns
want to be
quickly tell
there.
him and show him how he
You
fits
just
into the
tell.
organization.
Bottom.
They're right down at the bottom.
Yeah, so earn his way back to the
A lot
top
of these
again.
characters
No
are
longer
almost
the
like
like and
Nightmare Before Christmas-esque.
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing.
They look very Tim Burton-y.
Circus clothes.
Yeah, Nightmare Before Christmas meets Recess.
You remember 9?
Recess.
Yeah.
Middle child of the circus.
You remember that? What was that animation called? 9?
Yeah, it was just called 9.
So a lot of their story gets told in this game, including their backstory and how it relates to the foundation of the Psychonauts themselves.
Well, I like that. And of course, as you might know already, I'm sold. But you, of course, already knew that. When can myself and the rest of the world exact some beefy, meaty revenge?
You can get back to the beef and play Psychonauts 2 on August 25th on Xbox Game Pass and PC.
Tomorrow.
There it is.
Yeah, see that I will say that
Double Fine,
like
thank you
it's
so
coming
much.
to
And you know what? Extend a huge
directly to
congratulations
Game
everyone at
Pass.
Double Fine on the launch
Like,
of Psychonauts 2.
like 'cause I just looked at the pre-order for Psychonauts 2 on Steam. $60.
Yeah.
Like, how long do you think it's actually going to take you to beat Psychonauts 2? Like, is it going to take you more than a month?
We're going from cleaning out mental cobwebs.
Maybe not.
But
But if it takes you less than a
extremely satisfying 4K 60
like, yeah, like if it takes you less than a month, like that's like what with tax like $16 a month to actually just play and beat it instead of having to pay the full 50, unless you want to, or 60, unless you want to like have it permanently. But
Oh, this is that
the gunk
one gunk, yeah.
Is that the glunk?
This is a gloop.
Glink, glink, glack.
This was really interesting.
Yeah.
Oh.
Max. Oh, please, Max.
Image Informed Games. Thunderful. Thunderful, wonderful.
The gunk.
The glank.
The clank? What?
The ratchet.
Don't tell Ratchet.
Play
We
day
have
one
talked
on
about
PC
so many
and
incredible games today, and it's
console.
hard to pick a favorite. But let me just say, it is
Well,
so
it's not
cool
hard to pick
say
that
the games
favorite
used
for
in
us.
Humble Valley. Come on, and hey, you know what? Great job on that flight sim interview.
Oh, thank you. I mean, talking to Jorg is
Yeah!
always a blast, and Flight Sim is such
No, I'd
a
say the
special
Trebuchet
game
video
because,
beats it.
I mean, it's literally letting me travel the world.
I mean,
Reggie
but
science class.
I was staring tears of jealousy watching you talk to Tim and Lizette over at Double Fine.
Well, I will say this, I understand, but you got to play Psychonauts 2 already, so I don't even want to hear it.
That's true, but it's not the same as talking to the creators. Just trust me when I tell you. Be excited for Psychonauts 2.
I will say this as well, I am excited
Don't tell me what
see
to do.
even more of Psychonauts 2 on our Xbox Plays streams.
Yes, don't forget, Xbox Plays will recap all the week's news throughout the week at twitch.tv/Xbox, so make sure to check that out. Before Kate and I let Playground Games take the wheel, let me just say that it has been our distinct pleasure to chat games and nerd out with everyone today.
Oh, it's hands down the best part
We're
of the
at
job, for
we
sure.
got 13 minutes left of
But
this
we're far from done here.
of this
It's
event.
true. Now, in June, Playground Games announced that Forza Horizon 5, the highly anticipated follow-up to 2018's breakout hit open-world driving game Forza Horizon 4, arrives on November 9th on Xbox consoles, Xbox Game Pass for console, PC, and cloud, and of course, Steam.
And if you're watching our Xbox YouTube channel, switch over to our Xbox Twitch channel to see all this new exclusive content.
And that is twitch.tv/Xbox Xbox for the full vroom vroom experience. And if you're already watching on Twitch or one of the Forza channels, stay right where you are.
Without further ado, let's dive in, starting with the new custom Forza Horizon 5 controller, which is available for pre-order today, so players can have it in hand by November 9th when the standard edition of the game launches.
I feel like they're doing a little too much with their controllers if they're gonna have that one app that it is that allows you to create your own controller. I can't remember what it's called. I feel like they're doing a little
You know
too
that's
much
how you
with
do
it.
it nowadays. You can have the custom gear, the custom rig.
I mean, that does look cool, but
I need my sparkly pink controller or else I can't play well. You know that.
Yeah, you know what? I think there's just too many things nowadays, like asking for my money.
Yeah.
And I think I'm just a little burnt out from it. Like, just a little bit, like, it's because honestly, like, the colors on that look spectacular. I would love to have a controller that looks like that. But it's just like, there's all these different custom controllers you can get. There's all this different stuff. And here's the other thing. Like, get this amazing custom controller for the standard edition. It's like, pre-order this controller for the standard edition.
Charlie here, and I'm at
It's
Playground
just-
Games with Forza
I
Horizon
don't
creative
know.
director Mike Brown.
Like,
and
if I'm
Forza
like if I'm
Horizon
that
art director
dedicated to a
Don Osaka.
franchise,
Hello, everybody.
like, I'm not gonna play it with
Charlie.
the standard edition.
That is stunning. Look
So,
at that.
this is what I'm
Well,
gonna do.
we
I'm
obviously
gonna-
just
I'm
saw a
gonna-
really cool video about it, and
I'm gonna
I'll be the
fast forward
first
a
to say
little
there was an
bit.
amazing influence of Mexican car culture.
Do
and
you
music
guys wanna watch
literally
more of this?
displayed right across the front, isn't that right?
Because
I don't really have any objections.
I was about to say because it's going like it's done with the Gunk trailer, and we're about to get into.
And there's so much we do want to show the
We're about to
fans,
get
and it's been
into
quite
the
difficult to decide where to start.
Forza
So
Horizon,
maybe
which is
tell
what
us a
this
bit more about
is.
the game, Mike?
And I have a feeling they're going to talk a lot about the
Forza
controller.
Horizon 5 is bringing the Horizon
I'll give it a minute.
variety
I'll give it a minute just to see what they talk about.
Don't really
No,
care about.
you know what? No, you know what? How about this? I want to see how long they talk about the controller. Well, as you can see, this controller is state of the art. This controller has the same rumble feature that the PS4 controller has.
Even though it does have pretty awesome beats
Like,
and some a number
like when
of
I'm sorry,
amazing
like when I
visuals,
saw
it also
that,
has vast canyons,
like when I saw that
segments,
little
awesome, beautiful historic city.
I want to. The word piston keeps coming in my head. I'm like, that's not a piston. Like, almost like, almost like the DualShock kind of thing, where like it just like spins the weight around to like vibrate the controller. Like ever since I've had like the DualSense controller from the PS5, it's just like that's cool.
To really make our cars look more
it's
true to real
like
life.
at this point, like I just see the DualSense as a little bit more of like next gen. Like even like without like the haptic feedback triggers, like just like the rumble feature, the vibrate feature within the controller itself just feels like
that's right.
it should be there. And so when I see this older gear, like a brand new controller, where they're like pre-order this controller, like how expensive is this controller?
Yeah.
Like really, how expensive is this controller? Like, is the controller gonna be literally any different from this one right here, except like it's just a different shade of color, or like I think like this part was like translucent, like.
Now for me personally, I know not everyone in here is a racing enthusiast, but me personally, I am excited for this game. I am very excited for this game. I can't wait to play it and see how it plays on again on my Xbox Series X on my TV. That's something that I'm looking forward to. That was one of the selling points of me getting a Series X. But I'm curious of how much more they can really talk about this, and that part I don't really care, so I'm going to stop it here.
I do like racing games. Like I like me some Mario Kart. I like me some Wipeout.
Double Dash.
Yeah, Double Dash.
Yeah,
I do like racing games. It's like it's certain racing games where like it takes the racing mechanics a little too seriously, or have to get really good at it. Where I'm just like, oh, I gotta practice this a lot. And I feel like there's just so many games nowadays that are just demanding your attention, where it's just like it's all like you gotta, you know, like invest a bunch of time to get good at stuff. Maybe you know what? Maybe I'm just being the grouchy old man of the group today. I think I'm just, you know what? I think that's it. I think I'm just being the grouchy old man of the group.
That is A-okay. I'm switching it back over. Bam, bam, bam. Thank you, ma'am. So what up, everybody? We are back at it like a bad habit. Didn't really go anywhere necessarily, but we
necessarily. Where'd we go? Where'd we go? We were right here the whole time. They were with us the whole time.
I had the be right back screen up as I was making these little edits and adjustments and all that good stuff. But yeah, so there you have it. That was the Xbox Gamescom event. We saw a series of games. Let me get my last note on there. Oh, actually, no, I already have it up there, don't I? Yeah, I already do. Okay, cool. So we looked at, looking at it right now, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We had 11 games that we talked about. Oh, that they talked about, I should say. I just kind of want to go through the list real fast and get each one of your guys' opinions about what you saw, and then of course I want to rate this thing as a whole. I want to talk about the pros, I want to talk about the cons, what we liked, what we disliked, all that good stuff. We have Dying Light 2, Flight Simulator, Into the Pit, Age of Empires 4. This is not a game, but they talked about Xbox Cloud Gaming. Forza Horizon 5, which is what we were just seeing. Wastelands 3, State of Decay 2, Stray Blade, Crusader Kings 3, Psychonauts 2, and The Gunk. So, those were all the games that they kind of showed off. I mean, there's a few other games, too, that are not really mentioned because they didn't really dive into, like Sea of Thieves. They talked a little bit about that.
That was for an event.
Yeah, well, even so, like, if I think about stuff that's already out, like, they've actually... They're all that this was just more of, like, stuff that's, like... DLC or events or something like that, like Flight Simulator that's already out, that's been out for a while. Now it's just like, now they're talking about what's the next step for them or what they're doing. Same thing for, again, State of Decay 2. There's an event for that, like there's a DLC portion for that. And then yeah, so I'm personally all over the place, but I want to start it off with you there, Gravity Mark 2. After watching this entire event, where are you currently at before you give it a full-fledged rating?
So, there were definitely a few things in there that I'm actually looking forward to, and I was actually pleasantly surprised about that. At the very least, with where I am with the gaming nowadays, in my opinion, I feel like there's a lot to offer. There's like, in some cases, I feel like you're almost like spoiled for choice with gaming, and so when it comes to gaming, like when you're trying to choose your games, you gotta narrow it down a little bit, because there's, I at least I don't have enough hype to go around to like every single game. So like if I'm showing 10 games, I'm like, all right, like I might be hype about like a couple of these, but like even like those I'm gonna be hyped about, there's gonna be even smaller group that I'm gonna be really excited for. Where Stray Blade looked like I didn't expect that, looked really neat. Psychonauts 2. I mean, we've already seen a little bit, or at least like I thought we heard a little bit about Psychonauts 2 during E3, if I'm not mistaken. Or
Psychonauts 2, yeah, definitely. They've talked about that for sure.
Yeah, they've talked about it before, but now that like they've shown a little bit more of it, I actually looked into it a little bit more. I'm like, you know what, like I've said this a couple times, even just now. I'm like, I like that more cartoony aesthetic. I like bright, colorful colors on my screen. Like you know what? I just have that mind where I'm like, ooh, pretty colors. I want to play it. Like, you know. So there's definitely some games on here that I really am excited for. What was it, Civ 4?
No, Age of Empires.
Or Age of Empire. That's right. That one, I actually like wasn't even thinking about. See, I can barely remember the name of it, but it left enough of an impression on me, especially with you guys, where you guys seem very excited for it. What you guys described to me sounds very exciting, and even though the entire presentation was just a trebuchet, talking about a trebuchet, I'm like, you know what? Like,
don't talk about Reggie's science project. Keep telling him about that. He did that for history. He worked hard on that.
But you know, like just hearing about how much love that they put into the research for this game sounds really great, and it's got me excited enough like to actually look into it a little bit more. Maybe that's because I was watching it with you guys, but because I don't know if I would have necessarily come to that conclusion on my own. Like if I had just sat there by myself and just watched a Trebuchet trailer, like I'd be like, I don't know, like maybe not, but like it looks good. Like from other stuff I've seen before, it looks good. It sounds like it's gonna be really good. I'm trying to expand my horizons with games a little bit more, especially with Forza. Did they say it's gonna be an open world driving?
Yeah,
I believe so.
Yeah.
See, now that's gonna be a lot more up my alley. I love open world anything. Like I like like if a game tells me to go left, like I'm gonna see if I can go right, because I like to do that. I like to have that feeling of being able to do what I want in a game, go where I want in a game. I want to have that feeling of control. I don't want to necessarily feel pushed to go a certain way necessarily, because at that point I feel like I'm just like running through a simulator and I'm like, what am I doing? Maybe that's just me.
I will say, as far as the racing aspect of it, that's for me. That was one of the selling points before Forza was on the crew, because on the crew you can travel the entire United States, and on top of that you could do that multiplayer. You could do that with 3 other friends. So the only thing that I don't think you could do together, and I could be wrong about this, but I think the only things that you couldn't do together were like the storyline missions, like those races that you had to do solo. But there's also other stuff that was in there to where you can party up. Like there's a challenge I'm on right now where I'm just like, I very much would like to have another person because I can't get all these crates by myself. But it is open world too. You could go off roading. They have actual street cars. They got motorcycles. They got trucks. So it all just comes down to preference for the crew, and it looks like that's what's kind of started steering me more towards Forza, because
started to steer you.
Yeah, there you go, bitch. But that's what kind of had me start heading towards Forza, because 1, it looks gorgeous. 2, I heard that there's actually a really good story for it, from what it seems like, and then 3, the crew had kind of got me into that, like, okay, I really could go anywhere, and that's how it seems like to be for Forza.
Yeah. You know what? Then I really should give it a try then, is there like not everything that they showed was like something that I'm really gonna want to like invest in, but I think overall what I really liked about this was that was it everything is gonna be on Game Pass?
I don't think everything.
Maybe like some things, like because there are definitely some games on there where I was just like, wow, that's coming to Game Pass. Like, this is coming to Game Pass. Like
for today, I wouldn't be surprised if it was all coming to Game Pass. Looking at this, it very well might be, because I do remember them saying play it day 1 on PC/console, and that's only means one thing: Game Pass. So I think that I wouldn't be surprised if all these games are on Game Pass. But I know for a fact that, again, Forza Horizon 5, that's a Game Pass game. Dying Light, I don't think is a Game Pass game. I think that's going to actually be, you have to buy it. They're just promoting it.
Yeah, because like especially like when it comes to gaming and when it comes to like expos like this, like at a certain level, like I also kind of think in the back of my mind where I'm like, hey, this game looks really great. This game looks really great. This game looks really great. Eventually, I'm going to hit a point where I'm going to ask myself, how much money am I going to have to spend on all of these games to play them? Because I want to play because I would love to play these games. I would love to play all of those games. It's just like I don't necessarily have all the time to play them. I definitely don't have all the money to spend on those games. So the fact that they were really kind of emphasizing with some of those games that they're like, yeah, like this is going to be on Game Pass. Like, to me, that's a huge selling point. Because I already, like I said, I already put my Game Pass subscription on pause for a little bit. But you know, like this actually like makes me really excited, because I do plan on coming back to Game Pass. I do plan on opening it back up. And I'm like, you know what? Those games are going to be waiting there for me if I time it right. But it I guess like that just got me excited to be like, you know what? Like if they're really pushing this for Game Pass, that shows me what I have to look forward to, and I don't necessarily have to think like, oh well, like this game's gonna be $60, that game's gonna be $60, this game is also gonna be $60. Like I don't have hundreds of dollars to spend on every single game, but $15 a month, throw at it. I you know what, I might have that.
Heard that. Going on over to you there, Mildewy Carrot Kakarot. So after looking through the game list that we were just talking about just now, where are you currently at? Where's your hype level? Are you looking forward to any of this? Was this kind of a wash for you? What's up?
I mean, it pretty much just was. I'm not gonna say a complete wash, but I was not overexcited for this at all. The only games that really piqued my interest were, of course, Psychonauts, was Stray Blade, Crusaders 3 kind of has my interest, but I mean, with that type of system, it can get really hefty, so I'm not sure if I'll pick it up right away. Age of Empires, though, I'm definitely fully excited about, but I've known about that since forever. So them talking about this, and the only thing that really kind of was like, ooh, was the Trebuchet system, which is like an earlier Siege engine, which is like, yeah, I don't have to wait till like towards endgame now to get sieges, which is fun. But this really didn't do too much for me. You know, I really wasn't like, ooh, ah, or ah. It just was like, okay. But I will kind of agree with Gravity's Pass Rains, like in, you know, 9 Ball. It's like, I don't know why people, I don't understand the Flight Simulator one. That's just me. But also, it's like, I don't know why they spent so much time talking about the mechanics of the Trebuchet. Like, I understand that Age of Empires is into the lore of everything, but they could have done that video so much better.
They could have made that separate, its own thing. It didn't have to be an event for like this. They could have been just a normal YouTube
what they
video.
could have done was something saying, like, showing all of the aspects of what the lore and stuff that they looked into that could come into the game.
Yeah.
That they could bring into it, because, you know, that's one of Age of Empire sticks, is that each civilization that you play as has its own unique features. You know, so they could definitely have talked more about that. Because I know most of the trailers now talk about, you know, you can play Joan of Arc and some of these other characters, you know, which is like cool, but they don't talk about the details of what those cultures offer. So they could have easily given us something like that, but they didn't. Besides, oh hey, Trebuchet, it's a big siege engine, looks cool.
For 15 minutes.
Yeah. So yeah, no, it really didn't do much for me.
I heard that. And it's the 9 Ball. Before we get on over to me, where are you at? Where's your standpoint? Are you hooraying? Are you goodbying?
I am jumping for joy, and I am about to... No, I'm just kidding. It's okay. I mean, it's a couple of things. Like I said, I'm not really a huge fan of Flight Simulator, but I kind of want to try it because I keep hearing like people tell me about how awesome it is. So it's worth giving a shot. I did like Stray Blade a lot. Crusader Kings has been out. So I might give that one a shot. I was just checking out prices for it because there is a bunch of sales going on right now. There was like another one. Psychonauts 2. I'm definitely interested in that one. But no, some of the presentations, of course, for the Horizon looks beautiful, but they didn't really. I don't know what's up with Xbox and not showing gameplay or some of it on there. It's like they have this habit. Like, what do people want to see? Documentaries. You know, Discovery Channel's been big lately. That's fine. We'll just give them a video on the Trebuchet. We're good. I'm pretty sure that's not what they want to see. That's what they want to see. They just don't know it. Let's have a 20-minute documentary on Flight Simulator. Watch them fly around the world again. I mean, if you watch, I am interested, but it's the same trailer on almost every Flight Simulator.
Can't tell the difference.
I swear, it almost looks like the same trailer. Yeah, like I've seen this before. What was the one with the Children of the Atom?
Wasteland
3.
Not even.
Yeah, I don't even know where to start on that one. When I first seen it, I thought it was Fallout.
That's what I thought. I was like, wait, why is Fallout doing another update? Is this for 76? It's like, I thought they just did one.
Ooh, those were 2 curse words. Not mistake. Say Fallout. We don't talk about that. We don't talk about 76. I got it. I actually, I'm not gonna lie. I got Fallout 76.
I have it too. I gotta get on.
I think it's on Game Pass.
It is. I played a little bit of it.
I haven't started it.
I think it's not on Game Pass.
It used to be. I
It
played a little bit of it.
No,
played a bit of it.
Then I put it down and I installed.
That's Bethesda, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's on Game Pass then.
It was one of their hypes. It was one of the biggest hypes, and then it got let down.
Well, it wasn't even hype. To be honest, nobody wanted it. It was the game nobody asked for. I mean, it's like that. It's like that unwanted guy at the party. Like, who invited this guy? He's over there drinking a punch and all that. You're like, where did he come from?
He's eating all the snacks. Who invited?
Your Facebook post said that you'd be here.
How did that get out of the vault?
Yeah, no, I'm kind of like, so I'm gonna sound like a straight up hater. I am. I'm gonna be completely honest, but I also, again, I have to be real. I have to be honest. Presentations like this is exactly why I never really was like an Xbox person. Like, just truthfully, there might be a few things here or there, but it's just like, that's why I always go to PlayStation, because typically when PlayStation has a big event that's like announced like this, not like a normal small state of play, I'm talking about like a big event, they have some bangers that are coming out. Like, again, take us back to last year when they had their last big event coming for PS5. We had Miles Morales. We had Kenna, Bridge of Spirits. We saw Horizon Forbidden West. We went ahead and saw like Jet to the Far Shore. Even for I don't care for it, but people care about Bugsnax so much. Same thing for Ratchet and Clank. You saw Gran Turismo 7. Like you're literally there, hit us with all these different types of trailers that for the most part I'm interested in. Like, there's a long list of games I was just like, all right, this looks cool. I can't wait for the next games to come out. This is happening. It's just like, hey, get this on Game Pass. I'm like, hey, I don't care. Like, there's a few games that's out there that I do care about. Again, Forza Horizon. That's like my game right here on this list. And they hit me with Stray Blade, which I wasn't expecting. But State of Decay 2, we played that. No one's talking about State of Decay 2. Like, who really is talking? I don't hear anybody talking about it. So why are you...
Now that you're mentioning it, let's go on about it.
just spitting facts here.
Yeah, I mean, there's that. Dying Light 2, I will say, I mean, that's in the conversation of games that I'm excited about. That is a big anticipated game, and out of all the games on here, that probably is the hypest game that's there. But it's not even like a Game Pass game. You can get it on PC, you can get it on PlayStation. You know what I mean? So it's like, this like, as an Xbox exclusive machine, this did absolutely nothing for me outside of Forza. Because now I have to look this up. Maybe I'm wrong here, but what consoles is Psychonauts 2 coming out on?
I think it's coming out on all of them.
Because I mean, obviously it's coming out on Xbox, but that's something that I'm curious about.
The only sad thing about Xbox is they have a pretty good library.
Yeah, we talked about
a long time ago. They had like one of the reveals was spectacular, and I probably didn't know, but I was a huge hype for before they got rid of it. Was when they was going to remake Phantom Dust a few years back.
Mm-hmm.
Phantom Dust is probably one of my all-time favorite games. It's an excellent game, but what happens? It gets lost with like stuff like Lost Odyssey.
Is Chrono Trigger one of them?
Yeah. One of the top 10 is considered one of the top 10 greatest JRPGs is Lost Odyssey. And where'd it go? Well, it's somewhere in the library. And it's like, I don't know. They have Hellblade 2, which I was hoping that they would show part of.
They showed a small little snippet of it. Just
the first one.
They showed Hellblade 1. Yeah, I was very disappointed that they didn't go into Hellblade 2. And I'm like, I want to see more. That trailer that they teased us with for Hellblade 2 was freaking epic. Like, I love that. Like, that was like, ooh.
Yeah.
Just that dark chanting was like, ooh.
But But if you look at it, they haven't even, and I don't know if you guys noticed this, and this is one of the things that I had saw on social media as a disappointment. Guess what they did not show?
What?
Halo Infinite.
Halo Infinite.
Yeah. So it's just like what was this?
They gave Halo a lot of love though during E3. They gave Halo I thought a lot of love.
Yeah. But after the beta that had came out that a lot of people tried, they want to see more Halo at this point. They want to see more Halo. They want to see. It doesn't have to necessarily maybe a little snippets of the story or something here or there. But people are talking about Halo right now in a way that's just like, all right, Halo is back. So I don't know. I just don't understand what they're doing right here.
But if they did show Halo, and would that create more hype? And then if it turns out that it's not as good as people expected it to be, would that impact sales of Halo?
I honestly don't think so.
Let me get real meta here.
Matter.
Yeah, I was about to say. I think with the second release, because the first one people already shat on that last year. They already like really did not like that. The second trailer that they shown had really, they're like, okay, I'm hyped up for it. That's actually another reason. That's another one of the 15 different reasons why I was just like, okay, I'm going to go ahead and get an Xbox Series X now. It was because of that trailer. So the second one was a lot better. And then the alpha/beta had recently launched where people can team up with their buddies and go against bots and stuff. That recently just happened, and there's nothing but good talk. At this point, I think 343 has built up enough goodwill that they can afford to drop another trailer. And if it happens to be mediocrely received, I don't think it's going to erase the other stuff that they recently showed. I think it's still going to be like, at this point, you can just come in there. Yeah, I was about to say, you can just come in there with like a 10-second trailer of Master Chief coming through, just running through the door, and that's it. And people will be like, oh my goodness, I can't wait for it. Like, that's how it's going to be now after the goodwill that they had kind of shown us. So
that's fair enough. That's definitely fair to say. It's just like, I don't know. I guess like some of the games, I'm like, why am I looking at this? Why are we doing this?
Mm-hmm.
Like, especially with Flight Simulator. Like, let me just joke about Flight Simulator for just a hot sec. Like, because
Flight Simulator.
Because I was serious when I was like, I can't tell the differences between the trailers. Like, if you showed me a Flight Simulator trailer like now, like a brand new one, versus the very first one that was ever brought out, and asked me which one was the new one, I couldn't tell you. And it's not just because I don't keep up with Flight Simulator, it's just because I just don't particularly care. Like, and again, maybe there's like actual like tasks to do in Flight Simulator. Maybe you do have to deliver stuff. Maybe you actually do have to do stuff. You know what? Put dogfights in Flight Simulator. Not actual dogfights, but like, aerial dogfights. Like put that in Flight Simulator, or do something a little bit more, I guess. I don't know. Like, to me, it's just a little bit bland. Sorry, I have allergies. It's just like, put a little bit more into it. The other thing is just like, and I don't know if this is just me just asking a bigger question about the state of gaming in general, but like, sometimes it's just like, I don't have the time to play all of these games. And obviously they're not trying to be like, you as an individual need to play all of these games. Like, clearly they're just like casting a wide net to try to be like, hey, you're not going to like all of these games, but you might like one or two of them. As long as you like one or two of them, that's what we're here to do. We're trying to bring you in. Like, it's just like, sometimes like I said like before, like sometimes I think we're just spoiled for choice. If anything, although I did look this up because I was trying to see when State of Decay 2 originally was released. Apparently that was 2018, so that wasn't too long ago. But I do think that they might be trying to like hype up this update for State of Decay 2 just to try to carry people over potentially into State of Decay 3. But honestly, they said that State of Decay 3 is maybe release in 2023, but like even then, like that's 2 years out. Like, is this update really gonna hold people over who are really into State of Decay, like for 2 years?
I'm gonna tell you now,
probably
no.
Not. Probably not.
For me.
Like probably not. There's a lot. Yeah, like maybe it's more of like a, hey, don't forget about State of Decay.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's And it wasn't even that bad of a game. It's just kind of like I got other things I'm doing right now. I'm really looking at Pokemon. Sorry, I'm really looking at it. I'm really excited for it. I'm really looking forward to it. That's where my money's going to be going for sure. And I think right now Xbox is just like really lagging in a lot of ways. Like I think that their Game Pass service is like the best service like out there right now. I think it's really a great price. It's a great deal. It's just that I wish there were some better games, but with what we just saw, I think there's going to be a lot more better games to come down the road, especially if they continue to like take these really big titles and just put them on Game Pass, even if it's for like a little bit. I think that's going to generate a lot of value for Game Pass. And I think that at the very least is something that's going for it. It's just like, like basically like we all kind of repeated some of the same games that kind of stood out to us. Other than that, it's just like, woo. Like, did we need like a, yeah, like could the Xbox YouTube channel just not have just put out trailers for these games, like on their channel and just been like, hey, here's a random trailer for you. Have fun with that. Like instead of like getting together this whole big presentation. Instead of doing this whole big thing, like could they not have just put separate trailers up on their channel? Maybe that it's just gonna, some people aren't gonna see it, but some people didn't even watch the presentation to begin with. Some people don't want to sit down for an hour plus to try to wade through all of that time to try to find the one game that they really want to see.
Yeah.
Like, granted, they did have like chapters in there, so you could like fast forward to the one you want. It's still like you could have easily just put the separate trailers up and you could have done it that way. But I mean, I don't work for Xbox. I don't work in that department. Maybe somebody in marketing and advertising knows something about this that I don't. Maybe they're like, "Oh no, this is super optimized. It's going to be really great." Like, I don't know. Like it
I think and again, just want to make sure that I'm clear here. I'm not saying that Xbox is not going to have any good games coming out or anything like that. I'm just saying that when you have an event like again Gamescom, E3, Summer Games Fest, anything that is supposed to be top tier, and you're planning for that event, it's not like a random like, all right, when are we going to do our state of play? When are we going to do our Nintendo Direct? It's not like that. It's not like internally planned. This is nationwidely planned. And you come out with something that's this mediocre, that's where I have the problem. That's where I have the like, dang, y'all just burned me for an hour and a half. Like that's where I kind of come in on that. I think some of the games that's on here are interesting. Forza Horizon, which we've already seen. Out of this, there was absolutely no surprise outside of Stray Blade. There's no surprise here for me as far as what we were seeing. So that's where my issue comes from, because again, like I want to see something new, and if you can't give me something new, like right then and there, like I probably wouldn't plan for this event. Then maybe that's why PlayStation's not here at Gamescom, is because they want to save their quote unquote new stuff for later on, or maybe they don't have anything new right now. I don't know, but yeah, we'll have to kind of see on that. Real fast before we go ahead and talk about the ratings that we want to give this, I want to give a shout out to Condras52 for the recent follow. Thank you very much again for that. We appreciate you.
Ooh, thank you for that.
Yep. Haas00312 for the recent follow. So thank you also for that. This is a little bit older, but I want to give a shout out again for Literally Just Silent and Hilo for the recent subs, and _Danable for the recent follow. So thank you all for that. We appreciate you guys. We hope you guys are liking the content. And of course, I don't know if anyone of you guys are one of the viewers that's watching right now, but if you are, feel free to comment in and hang with us, vibe with us, talk with us, all that good stuff. But now I kind of want to go in reverse. For this particular event, I want you guys to give me what you would rate it on a 10-point scale and the main reason why. So only one main reason why, and give me your rating on a 10-point scale. We'll go reverse. Started with It's the 9 Ball.
Ooh, I was trying to think of mine right now.
We've got a list.
I'm trying to think of what to rate it.
Nineball's like, wait, I have to rate this? Like, crap.
10 being like the best presentation, like the type of presentation that would have like got you like on the edge of your seat. Like,
I'd say 10's like a TED Talk right now. Is this a TED Talk, Nineball?
No, this is not a TED Talk. This is I might need to raise energy to stay awake doing.
Well, you know where to get that.
I might have to give it well, I'll give it a 6. I was about to drop it to a 5, but they did have a couple of them that was pretty good. Like, really, with Flight Simulator, it's not so much the trailer that makes you want to play it. I have a lot of friends. I know a couple of friends that play it, and they absolutely love it. So I've had an interest in it for a while. I've just dodged it because of the massive download I'm gonna have to do to get it. But I'm gonna probably get that one a shot. But behind that, like I've said before, Xbox has got a massive library. I don't know why they won't dig into it. And with all the games and all the companies they've absorbed into them, they really haven't shown it. I don't know if they're waiting till 2022 or what they're doing, but they're just being kind of existent. And I don't know why they most time will refuse to show. Okay, it's a 5.
Never mind. Scratch that.
He's like, you guys just had me talk my way out of a 6.
Yeah, it's gonna drop to a 5.
So you know what? It wasn't as good as I thought it was.
Yeah, it's so many trailers. Like, you're waiting and you're hyped for them, and then they'll show like a little clip, or you'll get a documentary about something that has nothing to do with games, or they interview some people, and really you want to see gameplay of it, and it's not there. Most of the stuff they show, I was glad to see certain indie games there, but the Humble Bundle games, I mean, I love Humble Bundle, but the highly indie and the niche for the style, it's not really an Xbox exclusive game. Like, you want to see like Malachi or Flash was saying, you want to see an Xbox exclusive big game, at least one where you end off on a big, a good note.
Like, where was Redfall?
It's not there. I mean, yeah, I
Starfield.
Yeah, I like seeing Forza Horizon for the last one, but outside of that, you got Psychonauts, which is, I think, coming out to everything.
Yeah, I'm taking a look at that right now.
Psychonauts is coming out to PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Xbox Series X, and Series S, Microsoft Windows, Mac OS, and
How was
Linux.
it there then?
It's just
we
promotional.
They're filling holes.
I was going to say promotional reasons. I get the promotional region portion of it, but it's just like again what Nineball said. Where are the exclusives? Where are they at?
It's just like what the Switch has been doing lately, where it's just like, hey, you know this game that you've been playing on your very powerful console or your even more powerful PC? Well, how about, and hear me out, how about you play in 720p on a much, much less powerful version of a console, introducing whatever the heck you're playing on the Switch?
Best part yet?
Nineball, I am mad that he was like, that's some good news.
That's kind of what it felt like, though. Like these games are just like, if they're not gonna be on Xbox exclusive, what are they doing there?
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, it's because it makes it portable.
5. I'm giving it a 5.
He's like, stop me before I make it lower.
Yeah, let me not go, because if I start ranting, it's gonna drop to like. Let me stop at a 5. I'm gonna say it's a 5.
Mildewy Carrot, where are you at with the rating, and what's your reasoning for your rating?
I'm hiding behind Nineball because I'm gonna give him the same thing.
Give him a 5 as well.
Give it a 5.
Good old 50%er. Why is that?
I mean, they talked about a few games I was interested in, but other than that, it really felt lackluster to me. There was not a lot of hype that I felt, to me personally.
Yeah.
Now, to someone else, it probably was like the best thing they ever saw. Me personally, I'm sitting here with Nimo going like, I really wish I could drink Raise energy drinks because God, I need one. You know, it was just that bad. Like in terms of reaching, it felt like to all audiences. Like I felt like we ourselves, like even like my love of Age of Empires, could not overcome like that trailer. It's like I agree with Krabby. Why are you talking for 15 minutes about freaking trebuchet? Tell me you're putting it in, what other elements you're putting into the game, and then go
like
on.
gameplay of it.
But instead, they showed Ralph's freaking science project that he did for his high school class. So it's like I don't know what they were doing. I really don't know what they're doing. So I'm just gonna have to give it a 5. Like it wasn't extremely bad, but it wasn't extremely good either.
I heard that. And to your comment, as far as if this might be the best showcase that for somebody in the like ever, those people obviously have never played video games before in their life.
I was gonna say like
there are some people out there.
Yeah,
who
that's
apparently play
true.
Flight Simulator, as Nightmare said,
what?
who would actually love this showcase.
Yeah.
You know,
if this was
and
it,
there's some who are just like, this is nothing for me. This does nothing. Like those FPS persons are probably sitting there going like, the fuck is this shit? Where's my Halo, man? I'm out.
Yeah.
You know, so it's I have to give it a 5.
Moving on over to not anti-gravity because he's above a mildewy carry in this little chat. Ooh, floating above. Where are you at? 10-point scale. What's your reasoning?
You know, first of all, yeah, like if this event really like does it for someone, like if this event is really a 10 out of 10 for somebody, I'm really curious, like who is this person? It's like that one person who's just like, oh my gosh, this was insane. This was that trebuchet though. That trebuchet. Oh my gosh. Like, all right. My rating. You know what? I thought of this number. I thought of this number like right before we started. I'm sticking with it. I'm gonna be real harsh about it. I'm giving it a 3 out of 10.
Wow.
I'm giving it a 3.
I can see it because that's why I had to stop myself. It was going down.
Up must go down, and gravity dropped it down.
I'm bringing it down. So honestly,
the levels to 1,000.
I was really thinking of giving it a 2, but I was like, you know what? There are actually a few things on there that I was interested in. So you know what? I'll give it a 3. For me, it comes down to, am I actually going to play these games?
Mm-hmm.
To me, like that at the end of the day, like it doesn't matter how pretty your trailer is, it doesn't matter how amazing your game looks, it doesn't matter how excited you are to like see this game release. Like I don't care. Like I'm too old for that. Like I mean literally that's what we're doing right now. We're like, oh my gosh, like I'm so excited to play. Like I see past that. Like I get that you're at the end of the day you're trying to market for this stuff. I get that you're trying to make it sound exciting, and in a lot of ways it very much so is, and I am excited for some of it. But at the end of the day, I'm like, am I actually going to give you my dollars to play this? And the answer to like 90% of those games is like, no. I'm not going to give you my money for it. Like I might, like again, like I am planning on like getting Game Pass, and maybe I'll play them down the road, but I'm just not going to give you my money for this. It's like, cool. Like, nice trailer. Like, I'm going to go play Pokemon now. Sorry. Like, I'm doing a Nuzlocke on Pokemon Diamond right now, getting myself hyped up for Brilliant Diamond. And then I'll get excited for, like, Pokemon Legends Arceus. What are you talking about? I already have my year planned out. Like, it's just like, because again, some of those trailers very pretty. Most of the game titles I've already forgotten.
Mm-hmm.
It's like and even just talking about the presentation for a lot of those was very 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 sloppy. Like even just looking at like Pokemon Presents or even like stuff from Nintendo, what they'll do, they'll show you a trailer. They'll talk about what you just saw in that trailer afterwards, And maybe if it's a big enough event, they'll give you like an hour block where they're gonna show somebody actually playing the game and talking about it a little bit more. I would much prefer that, even if I'm not gonna buy that game either. Like Monster Hunter Stories 2, I'm still going through the first one, but I still intend on getting the second one because I actually liked the trailer. I liked that they did a breakdown of the trailer, and I liked seeing someone actually play the game and actually show like, hey guys, like this is what the game is about. This is how you play the game. And as different things happen in the game, you have someone who's like, oh yeah, and so like what you just saw was this mechanic. This mechanic does this. This is how it's important to the gameplay. This is how it's important to the story. And I just didn't get anything from that. Like it was honestly like, aside from like Stray Blade, like kind of a disappointment. Because like I'm glad we got to see something new that they're just like, oh, by the way, here's this. But like it didn't even feel like that. Like it didn't feel like oh, by the way, here's something really cool. It felt more like a, oh yeah, here's this. Mm-hmm. It didn't feel like any of those games actually got any love. Like obviously the people that are making the games are gonna have a lot of love for it, but like I want to see someone who doesn't have goes into it with a very neutral mindset actually be like, yeah, like, you know what, this is actually kind of neat, because I'm going to trust that person's opinion more than the person who made the game themselves. Like clearly, like if I make a work of art, I'm gonna love that work of art, but if someone else makes a work of art, it's just might not be my cup of tea. So like presentation really was sloppy. It really could have been a lot better. Game wise, probably not going to buy any of them, maybe Stray Blade. And honestly, it was just kind of like a cool, see you later Xbox, I'm going to go play PlayStation or my DS now.
I am actually in the same boat as Gravity. I rated the same amount of games that I was interested in, which is 3. So I gave it a 3 out of 10, which means that literally the ALWT gaming average for this is giving this presentation a 4 out of 10. Reason being is because, again, there's only a couple games I was interested in, which was Dying Light, Forza 5, and the Stray Blade. Those were that was it. That was absolutely it. And I can't even say I'm I'm interested in a Stray Blade, but it doesn't have me. I was like, oh, that's cool, but I'm not like looking to pre-order it. If next week happens and I never hear about Stray Blade again, I'll be fine. But with that being said, like all the stuff that they were going to try to pitch to me, I feel like I saw some gameplay and then they killed it because they immediately followed up almost every single trailer with an interview. So it's just like
no trailers.
No, I mean there's a few trailers in there, but I mean like, and maybe part of that has to do with us talking over it, because I mean of course we're doing our own content too as well, so that way we can give our honest thoughts and opinions. But with that being said, we talked over the PlayStation Showcase last year at both of them, and what did they show? They showed maybe some stuff that was like, okay, interview, or talking about the game. Not even interviews. It was just talking about the game a little bit.
Yeah,
like
more interactions of like what are you bringing to the table?
Yeah, literally like a minute 30 seconds of be like, hey, this is what this game's about. We hope you enjoyed this preview. Here you go. And then we saw the game and then went on to the next thing. Like it was a faster paced thing, and it was stuff that was engaging. It's not like stuff where it's just like, okay, let me be honest here. Let me be real here. I get the whole little like, you have a host, you have the little cheesy like interaction to where the host acts like that they're super into this game, and in some cases they might be, but they're scripted. So you're just like, oh my goodness, we just saw this. I can only imagine how it's going to be when I go inside the land of Narnia, and you know what I mean, like they do something like that, and just cut that BS. Just give it to us straight. Just go ahead and just have a real conversation. Tell us what the features of the game is going to have. And that's the thing that loses me, is that when they had this whole little acting thing trying to suck in the audience, and to me, maybe I'm in the minority here, but to me, I just want to have a real conversation. I wanted someone to be like, listen, guys, this game is about to be awesome. You know what I mean? Like, this is what you can do. This, like, don't have this whole little like, hey, my name is Cameron, and I'm here to tell you about the amazing world of Narnia. Like, I don't care about that. You know what I mean? Maybe I just evolved in that sense, like how the presentation goes, and maybe that's where they lose me, because when they start to get into that tropey stuff, I'm just like, okay, just show me the game and get off screen. That's where I'm at.
There was a video a long time ago I checked out. It was actually made by Jim Sterling. It was called The Mic Trick.
Mm-hmm.
And it talked about how, you ever watch like that? They talk about the Division 2, like when they showed like the demo of the Division 2 and how everybody was talking like they was coordinated on the thing.
Yeah, like they're actually in the game and stuff.
Yeah, like I'm going over here. And it's like, people online
are not really actually doing that. Yeah. But it's just I mean, that's my well, even so, like that is coordinated, but I would prefer that than what we. Yeah. Paris Lilly did a fantastic job. Let me get that out the way. He speaks well. He did his roles well. He said the lines well. With that being said, the interview questions that he had was not like a genuine it wasn't like if I'm interviewing a sports player. If I'm interviewing Michael Jordan or something like that, I'm going to give an actual, be like, hey, what do you think about this? It's not me like trying to have this little skit interview, because that's what they are. They're skit interviews. I'm not doing a skit interview. I'm asking a genuine question to the product. You know what I mean? And if you have to control those types of questions so that way it doesn't burn the bridge or the publicity or burn the sales coming in, I understand that. But the way that it's scripted is just, I don't know, it's just a little too cheesy for my liking, and it turns me off when there's too much of it. And that's what this had. This had way too much like of those fillers type stuff to take up time.
It's still, it's still, for me, it was still like, so they need, I don't know if Xbox is not really in touch with the gaming community, period. Like I said before, a lot of this stuff is missing
games.
What calls people it makes, watching a video about a trebuchet and watching a 10-minute interview with a guy watching a plane fly. I understand it looks beautiful, but we've seen this before at about 20 different angles, and then they just show a drone in the air. I want to see more of it. I want to see you expand more with it. I want to see new trailers. I know it's this game, and this game. Like, for example, I was hoping to see Hellblade 2.
Yeah.
I was hoping that they would at least show a little bit more or something, but a lot of the games, like, they're working on a lot of them, they just disappear. And this is what happens to Xbox games, and then you won't see them again because they just get canceled. Like I said, Phantom Dust, that happened to. And what was that game with the dragon a long time ago that was along with it?
Blair? No, that's not Blair.
No, it was a long time. Crimson something, and it was supposed to come out. It never came out. Xbox bought all these companies, and you're not really hearing nothing from them. I don't know if they're waiting till like 2022, 2023 to hit you with a lot.
They've been waiting for a long time.
I don't know what. Maybe he's just on another level of intelligence. I don't know. Maybe it's like Galactus level of intelligence. We just can't see because we got such puny brains compared to this guy. He thinks, oh, you don't get it. This is all part of my trap. It's like Yu-Gi-Oh! He's got a trap card right there on his left. He's about to spring it. He's just baiting us in.
Like, is it a spell card or a trap card? Come and find out.
Yeah, it's like you said, PlayStation, I have to agree. I'm not a huge PlayStation fan. I'm very much a PC fan. But PlayStation does show you clips and a lot more things of games they're working on, unique IPs they have maybe in development, and other things where they do interviews, but it's mainly game focused and about the stuff that's relevant that people want to see. If you have a thing about a trebuchet, I don't know why they couldn't show the trebuchet in the game and show how it operates and show it comparing to the real trebuchet. I don't know how hard that is to do. I don't know if they didn't know how Photoshop worked or the one guy that does it went missing last night.
I can only imagine any viewers that came by our channel watching this at that point. They're like, "What are they doing watching the history? Like, what are they doing? Why are they back on this video right here?"
It's the new ALWT history channel exposition here. We're currently looking into trebuchets so we can build them in real life to fuck shit up.
Like,
don't tell the government.
Like, that's the thing too, is like they had so many more trailers other than that one trailer, but I think it kind of speaks to like how poorly it was done. The fact that we're still talking about the trebuchet, like that kind of like that, like
not a worst trailer.
Yeah, like out of everything on there, like you want these types of events to be memorable. You want this stuff to stick in people's minds, and it's like it did, yeah, but not in the right way. Yeah, for the wrong reason. And I think Nineball like hit the nail on the head with this, where it's like, who are they? Who's the target audience?
Yeah.
Like with like advertising and marketing, like you always have to have like a target demographic. Who are they targeting with this?
High schoolers who needed a science project.
Dude,
They're high schoolers.
They're doing other stuff. What are you talking about? They're doing TikToks. They're doing like they're too busy. They've got other things that they're doing. Honestly, like this format it feels dated. It just feels dated. Like I stopped watching interviews from talk shows and anything really other just regular interviews with people like a while ago, just because of like the Flash said, how scripted it feels, how just almost ingenuine and insincere, and how manufactured it feels. Like honestly, like I think correct me if I'm wrong here, but like if they would have done the same thing on XCast, they actually had him talking about everything and giving his genuine honest thoughts about it, like do you think that would have been a better presentation, where like you can actually sit there and talk about it and actually, maybe you still have like ask these questions, don't ask these questions, or at the very least just have a list of like, hey, don't ask these questions.
Are you talking about like with Snowbike Mike and Paris Lily? Yeah. And so I think now here's the thing, they have real, and this is what I'm getting at, they have real genuine questions. It's not scripted, it's all real time. They're really joking around. They're not censored. Like they literally are able to be themselves through those types of interviews, and that's kind of where I'm steering. I mean, of course, they still have their little like, "What's up, guys? This is your," like they still have those introductions.
But that's for the you have to have that for like the entertainment value. But like when you get to the nitty gritty, like the reason you're there, like you're not there for the hey guys, you're there for their actual opinion on things. So it's like we hope you're here for our honest opinion on things. Like it's like you want to hear the like honest, genuine, real human responses and opinions, because like if you go to the people who are like obviously if you go to a Coca-Cola store or whatever that is, and you go to get a Coca-Cola and you ask like, hey, like should I get a Coca-Cola, they're gonna be like, should you get a Coca-Cola, let me tell you. Like of course they're going to tell, like they're trying to sell you on it. But like like I want to hear from somebody who doesn't have a stake in it. I want to hear from somebody who isn't getting paid from this, who doesn't have any sort of like reason to gain anything from this. Like that's why I like talking with you guys about this. That's why I love like what we're doing with this. Like because like we can just share our genuine opinions on stuff. Where had we gotten paid by Xbox, we would have been like, oh, I think that was an 8 or 9 out of 10. What do you think, fellas?
I don't know if I'd be able to take that deal, because I definitely would be. If they would let me give my honest feedback, if they let me do my honest feedback, then I would take it. But if they're just like, hey, we want to make sure you guys hit these notes, and if I'm reading through it and it sounds nothing like me, but thank you, but no, thank you. That would be me.
Turn my stream off and just walk away.
Yeah. So, but yeah.
Like, wait a minute, let me give you my answer.
I'd walk on screen, look at the camera, and go, no comment, and then walk out.
And that's one of the reasons why, like, a quick shout out to Kind of Funny Games. That's one of the reasons why I do like what they do, is because all the endorsements that they get, all of the partnerships that they work with, they genuinely do believe in the product. They genuinely do believe support X, Y, and Z. Even if it's something to where it's just like, they're like, hey, this
next.
Yeah, like they're ready. They're ready for the next thing, and that's why Final Fantasy VII Remake was their game of the year last year, and so with that, Square Enix reached out to them to promote Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade. So they did that, and they're like, hey, just so you know, like we're promoting this on our channel, but it's not because we were just asked to. We genuinely think it's an amazing game, and they reached out to us, and we were willing to work with them on that because now we can give our honest feedback. And if Integrate came out and it sucked, they would talk about how terrible it was, and they would be able to. But the beauty about it is that it didn't. It was amazing, and so it's just like now they're able to ride that train, and that's just free promotion for Square Enix. So same thing is that, like, if we were to have that opportunity, I would love to do it, but I wouldn't want to be censored. I would still want to say, hey, you are definitely a 3 out of 10. You're worth a 3 out of 10. And if you're ready if you want to send us the next game, we'll give you our honest feedback about that too as well.
Well,
love you, but do better.
Well, the thing is, I mean, I've never really watched a lot of Kind of Funny. For me personally, I watch channels like Gamers, stuff like that. I love channels with huge amounts of information on like how things are made, how it functions, how it's supposed to work, and even watching, like, I watched like the history of the history of Silent Hill, the history of Anthem. I watched like Nerd.
What game was that? No, I'm just kidding.
Hey,
I watched like
Malachi,
stuff
Silent
like
Hill.
that. Nerd Slayer, stuff like that. I love channels that do like huge amounts of information on how things work, how they were made, how it was supposed to work, what went wrong, what caused crashes, or what made it succeed. Like they did, like I think Nerd Slayer did one on the death and rebirth of Final Fantasy VII. I mean, not 7, but 14.
Yep.
Where he went into the original game, what went wrong, how they literally, like, the guy kept apologizing, he stepped down, another guy, he gave him 3 months. They completely dropped the asteroid, and they went into why the game wasn't functioning and all that. I love stuff like that, and I like information, but it has to be relevant to what's going on. This, I don't know what this is. They spent, for starters, and I'm still mad. I want to play Flight Simulator, but to be honest, they spent too much time on Flight Simulator when you think about it.
Yeah, they've been showing the same amount of love in Flight Simulator like they do on Halo Infinite, and it's just not at that level.
No, I want to see the sales figures. I'm curious. I want to see if it's making billions of dollars. It has to be making something.
I would say it's got almost feels like at least to me, of someone who doesn't understand the simulator genre too well. Not the simulator genre, sorry, but this type of simulator. I don't understand it this well. It feels like it has a cult base following in a way. Like those people are really like, dude, let's get our planes to go fly, and they're on their PCs like, dude.
Is it multiplayer?
I don't think so.
I was gonna say, like, you can't even get with your
well,
friends.
Actually,
like,
you know
dude,
what? It might be
I'm
with this
over Bristol,
because
London.
recently what they talked about at the end of today's event, they were talking about a racing. So,
cool. Well, then I'm definitely gonna try to crash into you. They better have those crash physics ready because I'm in it.
Good.
Yeah, exactly.
You see Let's Play, they do all that shit in GTA. They do a lot of that crazy shit.
I don't know what they was doing.
Ace Combat. So,
if you're gonna come out with this, just go back downstairs and
even take the hit and say, guys, we've only got about a half hour's worth of content, but here's what we've got.
Yeah, it didn't. My opinion, this event didn't need to be an hour and 20 minutes.
That's why I said give it a half hour. You know, they could easily have done all those trailers in a half hour. Say, hey guys, here's a little look into what we have coming up, and then you'll leave it at that. And then if you need to do another one, do it later at the end of the year, starting the next year. Going, hey, we're in a brand new year. Here's what's coming out, guys.
Well, here goes the thing for the company and stuff. I mean, I am glad that, to be honest, Phil Spencer did step up because when I actually read some things about that. It was quite interesting. Microsoft was real close to just getting rid of Xbox a long time ago. Because really, Xbox itself makes up probably less than 1% of the company. It really doesn't add up to much, and since they make so much of their money from other places, they really wasn't really on it and was about to get rid of it, and Phil Spencer's kind of stepped up. And I am glad that they are trying to compete and stay in the market. And I am glad that they did make moves, buy Bethesda, buying all these big companies to show the thing. And I'm hoping that, to be honest, that from this year, even if they don't have nothing for the rest of this year, it's best just not really to show much and maybe not focus on the games that you have. Let me rephrase that. Focus on the games that you're about to come out with. Maybe focus more on Halo because you have a huge fan base waiting on Halo, and focus on games like that. And maybe
followings.
I know. Maybe 2022. Maybe they'll have the bangers or the big titles finally ready to come out. Yeah. But I still, even if they don't, I mean, I feel like they need to show at least some more. I mean, I want to know more in the Starfield, but
that's over a year away now.
Yeah, I heard it's coming out in 2022, right?
Yeah, so over a year away. It's set to November.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to come out.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't think it's coming out.
I
don't think so. You know what? I think it's going to get delayed and then delayed and then I think it's going to get delayed for 5 years and then they're just not going to say anything else about it.
They're going to put it on the shelf. It's going to get lost.
Yeah, they'll just put on like a press release and just be like, "Oh, so sorry, like we just stopped doing it. Like we just ran out of funds, or like we just for whatever reason we just stopped."
Guys.
Yeah, like
real quick, going back to it's the Nine Balls question there. Microsoft Flight Simulator is expected to produce $2.6 billion in hardware sales.
So hardware sales.
Yeah, says recent analysis suggests that Microsoft Simulator is expected to generate over $2.6 billion in hardware sales over the next 3 years.
Well, that's because they want to play with an actual like flight controls. Like, yeah, I will not kid you. Like, have you seen
that game a long time ago? They came with the control console itself, the $200
I know what you're talking about, and I think MechWarrior could be using
something Steel or something like that.
Steel Arena?
Is it the mech game?
Yeah, it was a mech game, and it had like an actual custom control.
Yeah, you know what? I remember that. It was like a whole big thing. I remember there was my local game store growing up actually had it, and it sat in their store like on the top shelf behind the counter.
It's like
Steel Battalion.
Steel Battalion. That's what it was.
I was trying to remember. Like, I know what you're talking about. Like if you look at that control setup there, Malik, if you look at that, that's what people are buying for like these flight simulators, but it's even more advanced. Like, because they want to be like, I'm the actual pilot, or I'm actually in here. I'm like, this is ridiculous. I mean, yes, I had a joystick controller for mine because it was kind of cool, but I just had a single joystick controller. That was it, and I used my keyboard still for some of them. But I'm like, all right, this is fun. You know, I didn't need this. I don't need foot pedals. Like, all right, now we're driving. Yeah,
that's about $300. Good lord.
I'm just picturing like it's like that very specific target audience. You know, it almost reminds me of like the mobile gaming market where they target the whales for like gacha games. They're like, we're just gonna. Yeah, they're just like, we don't need like the occasional like 99 cents, or we need the person who's gonna give us $1,000 a month for this silly game, and we also need the person whose job it is to be on like Twitch or YouTube or whatever platform it is and like stream this stuff, stream them like dumping a bunch of money into the game because that's just a bunch of money for us, like. Because, like, I'm just thinking of, like, the one enthusiast who's, like, in their late 40s, single, by themselves. They love planes. They love, like, all of this stuff. And you know what? I'm not making fun of those people. Like, good on you for, like, having a hobby and, like, having some sort of passion. Like, seriously, I'm going to be one of those people who's just, like, I love Pokemon and Zelda. And, like, I love it already in Kingdom Hearts. But, like, I'm going to be that person.
Yeah.
But it's just like I'm just kind of eventually we all will, but it's just like I feel like they're just targeting like the whales themselves, and that just kind of comes back to the big question of this whole presentation of like, who is this for? Who are they who were they trying to convince to play these games? Yeah, because if anything, the whales are gonna give you their money regardless. You could just make
look at Batten.
you could make a tweet. You could make a tweet, and they would still be hyped and excited and throw just as much money at you. So like, why? What's with the stage? Why'd you need the stage? Why did you need all of this stuff? You didn't need it. Like, you could have just had someone from your social department just be like, just tweet. You could have just sent a tweet, and it's just like I'm disappointed. I'm not mad. I'm disappointed.
We all are.
I'm not mad at you, son. I'm just very disappointed.
So
now go in your room and think about it.
So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna go ahead and wrap up this this particular stream.
At the time.
Yeah, 8:30. I mean, again, a good portion of it was the Xbox event. Which again, as far as the average rating for ALWT gaming with us, it was a 4 out of 10. So nothing to write home about, but hopefully we'll have to see what they have in the future here for the next future events, if they do have any more for the rest of the year, because we're actually almost out of 2021. Surprisingly,
they're going to do anything.
I don't think. I mean, we're a couple of days before we hit September, and then after that, it's pretty much the fourth quarter time periods where they're not going to have any more major events. They're just going to be pushing out games for the holiday season.
If
so
anything, it's just going to be you're probably going to see some trailers launched.
Yeah.
For to hype and boost people up to get those games. But I don't see another announcement coming up. Like I said, this one easily could have been cut down to 30 minutes and then wait for next year, because we understand COVID's going on. We understand there's some delays. That a lot of stuff isn't going to be able to come out when you guys thought it would be. Mm-hmm. It's going to happen, but the gamer base, I feel, at least from my perspective, they're very understanding of that. You're still coming out with the stuff. So long as you don't pull a Cyberpunk 2077, they're okay with it.
Yeah, as long as you don't straight up lie to your audience, because that's exactly what happened. So as long as you don't straight up lie to your audience, then you're Gucci.
Yeah, there was a lot of bad crap with
that. Is Forbidden West coming out this year?
No. It got officially delayed. And speaking of that, before we officially dip out of here, I'm going to go on over to the Fantasy Gaming League, because we had somebody pick up a shadow pickup during the league here. Just going to give you guys a little update. Again, we do this Fantasy Gaming League. It's an annual thing as we started this year. So I can't say it's like annually we've done it, but it is the first time we've actually done it this year. And it works just like fantasy football, but instead of it being a week-to-week basis, it's annual basis, and instead of you being against one person at a time, you're against everybody at the same time. There are counter picks in there to where if you pick a game, quote unquote counter pick a game that's on your opponent's list, any one of your opponent's list, you only pick one. If that game does not release, then they can't drop that game, and it kind of screws them up over in the score. If it does release and does great, you lose points. If you have that game picked. If it does release and does poorly, you gain points as your opponents lose points. And the point scale works on a 100-point scale, but the 70 points is the threshold. Anything above 70 points gains you points. Anything below 70 points lose you points. So if a game drops and it's 80 points, you gain 10 points because that's 10 points above 70. If it drops and it gets you 60 points, then you lose points because that's 10 points below 70. So with that being said, we got 6 contestants in our Fantasy Gaming League for 2021. I am representing ALWT Gaming, and and all of my games are still pending to come out at the end portion of this year. With one of them, I'm pretty confident it's not going to happen at this stage. But anyway, it's Deathloop, Halo Infinite, Final Fantasy 16, Far Cry 6, Solar Ash, Dying Light 2 Stay Human, Call of Duty Vanguard, and then I picked up Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba, the Hinokami Chronicles. I have a counter pick of God of War Ragnarok that has been confirmed not coming out this year, and that was on Ohio's list, so I screwed him up for that slot. Yay me. Then we have what's up?
You guys are just beating up on Ohio. He's already having a rough time with these games.
He did it to himself.
He did it to himself. We got Dungeons and Dragons. He's self-inflicted.
Here's the thing,
is there a mercy rule?
I had some good.
Is there a mercy
for that
rule?
One,
Can
at
you?
Least. That was sad.
Yeah, he had some pretty decent picks from before they actually came out. They were decent, but Yeah, but then when they actually started getting rated and dropping, yeah, it was not so decent anymore. We have Zaka TV, who is currently in second place with 53 points. He has Resident Evil Village, which got him 14 points. He has Returnal, which got him 16 points. He has The Medium, which got him 5 points. By the way, it's the 9-ball, which is Zaka TV. He has Ruin King, a League of Legends story, which is pending to come out. Odd World Soulstorm, which got him 1 point. Guilty Gear Strive got him 16 points. Mario Golf Super Rush got him 1 point. And then he recently picked up, which I did not see this coming, which is Life is Strange True Colors. So, good pickup on that. He has a counter pick of Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2, which is confirmed not coming out, which is on Fantasy Football's list. And Silent has that one. In what place is this? In fourth place, we have Carrot Patch Inc. And that is by yours truly, Mildewy Carrot. He has Monster Hunter Rise, which got him 18 points. Kenna Bridge of Spirits, pending. Shin Megami Tensei 5, pending. Psychonauts 2, pending at 88 points right now. 12 Minutes got him 8 points.
Yeah, I just seen it on ACG. I just seen a review on ACG, said it's one of his favorites.
Mm-hmm.
It
looked really good. It looked really good when I saw it on there for when they just showed on here. Like it definitely has interesting. I was not expecting an 88 though, but that's
that's what's pending at right now. Yep. So pending at 88 points. 12 Minutes got 8 points. It Takes Two got 8 points. Almost all of your numbers has an 8. Yeah, 18 points. All of your scores has an 8 in it. I've noticed that. Diablo 2 Resurrected pending, and then he has an open list. Dun dun dun. Was it going to pick up? He has a counter pick of Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach, which is on Illis B Live's list, and that's still pending. Fantasy Football, which is in third place, has Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2, which is not coming out this year. Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, which got him 18 points. Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga, pending. New Pokemon Snap got him 10 points. Axiom Verge 2 got him 8 points. Brilliant Pokemon Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, pending. Battlefield 2042, pending. Scarlet Nexus got him 9 points and has a counter pick of Back 4 Blood. He's currently sitting at 46 points, and I didn't mention this before, but Carrot Patch is at 44 points. In currently first place is Illis B Live with Bravely Default 2, 8 points. Near Replicant version 1 point and a lot of numbers, 13 points. Little Nightmares 2, 13 points. Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach, pending. The Dark Pictures Anthology House of Ashes, pending. Monster Hunter Stories 2 Wings of Ruin, 11 points. Tales of Arise, can't wait for that game, pending. Neo The World Ends With You, 12 points. And he has a counter pick of Final Fantasy 16, which is on my list, and that is something I'm not confident about anymore. And Ohio, sadly, in fifth place, which we're just going to consider this the bottom because none of my games releases yet. But yeah, he's at the bottom of the barrel.
If yours released.
Yeah. If mine release. If all mine do not release, then I will never play this game again.
Ohio comes in fourth place
fifth place. If he wins fifth place, then I owe him money or something. I don't know. Ohio has God of War Ragnarok, which is not coming out this year. Back 4 Blood, pending. Humankind got him 10 points. Evil Genius 2 World Domination got him 7 points. Dungeons & Dragons Dark Alliance got him a negative 11 points, and Biomutant, which got him negative 3 points. He has 2 open spots. I'm not sure if he's playing anymore. He has Halo he has Halo Infinite as a counter pick, which is going to cost him some more points. And there you go. He has 4 points. He has 4 points in total. He's probably just trying to tank for next year.
I think he just walked away, Coach.
I think so too. So there you go. So that's your fantasy gaming league that we are currently in. If you guys want to check that out, make sure you guys go to, let me pull this up, fantasycritic.games/league, and I believe you just all have to do is just type in /ALWT gaming after that. If not, we can always share it so that way you guys can check our progress and take a look at our list because I think it's a fun time. It's a good time. But yeah, guys, it's late. We're about to wrap this up. We appreciate you guys for tuning in. Of course, you guys can check us out on social media platforms such as Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Anchor, pretty much anything that you just type in ALWTgaming.com. On YouTube, you might have to type in At Least We Tried Gaming, because At Least We Tried. Make sure, again, you guys are getting your Rep Sports, REPP Sports or your Raise Energy at Rep Sports, REPPSports.com. Type in ALWT Gaming at checkout and get 15% off. This is the rainbow flavor. It's quite delicious. But has no flavor on grape and guava mango and sour gummy worms, because that's all legit, too legit to quit. Gentlemen, that's All Things Gaming, episode 61. Until next time, everybody, Control, Alt,
Complete.
Complete.
Peace!
In here, Grease.